For the early-to-rise road trippers, the late-night truck drivers, or even the bucket list checking baseball fans, your Wyndham is waiting, no matter who you are, where you're going, or why. With 24 trusted brands to choose from like La Quinta, Days Inn, and Super 8, there's a hotel by Wyndham for everyone. Wyndham Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel of minor league baseball. Get the lowest price at wyndhamhotels.com. Restrictions apply. Visit website for more details.
Hi guys, it's Mark with Oak Hills Medical Clinic. Are you struggling with ED and sick of the pills? Well, we have a major medical advancement that has helped thousands of men. Our WAVE technology is backed by 60 clinical studies, including from Cambridge University. It's been shown to increase blood flow by repairing blood vessels. No pills and no side effects. If you're ready to put a stop to your ED, call us now. And not only will the assessment and blood flow ultrasound be free, but we'll also include something unique that produces powerful results in the bedroom. You're going to love that one, guys. Trust me. This unprecedented offer is worth $600, but it's free to those who call in the next 2 minutes. Call 215-302-9999. That's 215-302-9999. Guys, put a stop to your ED and get your life back. Call Oak Hills Medical Clinic now to qualify. 215-302-9999.
You're listening to Reading Fightin' Phils Baseball on the R Phils Radio Network. Now, out to the ballpark with your broadcasters, Bob McCool and Jake Starr.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. We are live from FirstEnergy Stadium. The gates for Tompkins Plaza are open, and it's another beautiful night for baseball here in Baseball Town. The Reading Fightin' Phils begin a new series, a new 6-game homestand for the Phils. They'll be home right up and through Sunday as they'll welcome the Hartford Yard Goats into town. The Phils at right now 21-35. They welcome Hartford in at 24-32. Alongside my broadcast partner Jake Starr, my name is Bob McCool. Phil's coming off a series against Binghamton where they lost 4 out of 6. They take on a Hartford team who just lost 5 out of 6 against Somerset. So right now, Jake, these two teams are at the bottom of the standings in the division and trying to figure out whether or not they can finish the first half at least on a positive spin. The end of June begins a new series and a new season for everybody with a reset. But both teams looking to try to figure out a way to play some better baseball right now through this week.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing is that on June 28th when Richmond's here to start that series on a Wednesday actually, everything resets. You're 0-0 again. But obviously, there's even though you're not playing for a playoff spot, technically not eliminate. Actually, technically yes, they have been eliminated from a first half title, 13.5 back with 12 to play. But technically yes, there's nothing to play for in terms of a first half title. But at the same time, there's still plenty to play for as well. And the big thing is just momentum. You want something to feel good about as you head into the second half of the season. If you can, you have a series here against Hartford, you head up to Portland next week, and if you can find a way to, play 500 baseball or a little bit above, then I think there can be some good juju heading into the second half once Richmond comes. Because look, all things considered, our Phils right now on a little bit of a dry spell, but you look at the month of April, they were 6-14. May they played pretty much 500 baseball, a little bit below at 12-14. So we talk about it all the time. This team, they know how to win. This is a team that has played a lot of winning baseball this year. The record might show otherwise, but we've argued that they are better than their record has shown. So the big thing just becomes, how do you finish ball games? And last point I'll make here, Bob, is I think it's the big thing. I think it's the first 3 innings of the game, last 3 innings of the game are kind of what's been critical. It's been, if you can avoid a slow start, that's great. That's step 1. But if you can find a way to finish the game is step 2, because those middle innings, they seem to be fine, but it just seems like each night they're either starting slow or they can't find a way to finish. So if they can find a way to kind of get better at that, it can be a really good baseball team.
Right now they're just finding ways to lose, to be flat out honest with it. And we talked with Al Padrique during the last home series when he was a guest on our pregame show, and he talked about the fact that he felt like they were turning a corner in the sense that they were getting better defensively. They were making better decisions on the base pass. They were a better base running team. They have not stopped hitting throughout the season. That has not been an issue. They had a couple series, a couple games, and part of last series where they didn't hit, but that's just baseball. Some nights you're not going to score 6 and 7 runs a game every single night. There's going to be nights where the bats just don't come through. But he said it, and you cannot hide from the fact statistically the pitching staff just hasn't been able to get it done. And to Jake's point, some nights it's the starting pitching and the relievers are good. Some nights the starting pitching has been good and the relievers have not been good. They just have not been able to put it all together. And how much of this will change over the second half and how much some of the players may change also could be a factor in all that. We don't know whether that's going to happen or not. We can only speculate as time goes on. The irony of all of that is the team that they're going to face tonight in Hartford is in a very similar situation. Both teams can hit. No question about that. Both teams have struggled at pitching. Hartford's bullpen has been better than Reading's, but their starting pitching has not. So, on paper, we could be in for a slugfest for the next 6 days.
I mean, you look back at that series at the beginning of May. You just look at some of the games here. 6-4, 12-6, 11-2, 14-12. That 14-12 game was especially a huge slugfest. So these are two teams that can hit, and they're two teams that have seen the other team's pitchers plenty this year. This is the 13th of 24 matchups between the teams this year. It's the first time Reading has had not just a repeat opponent, but a 3-time opponent now in Hartford. Reading 324 against the Yard Goats this year, but ERA of about 5.02. So look, if you can find a way to keep these Yard Goats bats under 5 runs a game, I think offensively you give yourself a chance to win.
Hartford Yard Goats are the AA affiliate of the Colorado Rockies. They'll bring a new pitcher. We're talking about Reading eventually will be probably making some changes. It's just that aspect, that time of the year in minor league baseball where there's going to be some changes made throughout the organization. Players are going to get moved up to challenge them. Some players are the realization is the dream may be over for some players. That's just the evolution of a season at minor league baseball. But the guy that the Phils will face tonight is a guy that they are not used to, and that's Gabriel Hughes, who is a very highly regarded pitcher in the Rockies organization. He was just called up from High A Spokane, making his second start. So even though the Phils are familiar with most of the pitchers on the Yard Goat staff, they will face a new arm tonight in Gabriel Hughes.
Yeah, and I mean, 4 of the 5 arms they'll see from Hartford, they've seen before. Case Williams goes tomorrow, Joe Rock Thursday, Chris McMahon Friday, so on and so forth. But no, Gabriel Hughes is number 5th ranked prospect in the Rockies system. And, he still had some growing pains with, overall he's 4-3, a 5.48 ERA across 9 starts. Made 8 starts with High A Spokane. Made the trek across the country here to Hartford. Made his first start in AA last time out. Went 5 innings, 3 runs on 5 hits. That's, it's not technically a quality start, but it's still, a solid outing for your first time out. Look, he's a 2022 draft pick out of Gonzaga, so he's still fairly new to all this, and I think the Rockies looked at him and said, okay, I think he's ready for the challenge of AA. He's done it once against a really good Somerset lineup, and he's going to get another really good Reading lineup tonight, this time on the road in a very, very hitters-friendly ballpark, too.
Speaking of that, the Phils organization has done a similar situation with a shortstop in Casey Martin, who had been at Jersey Shore. He was at Jersey Shore a year ago. He began this season at Jersey Shore. The last 2 seasons in the prospect rankings in the Phillies organization, Casey Martin was one of those top prospects. He kind of has fallen out of that top 30, but he's still a player that the Phillies used a 3rd-round draft pick on. They still obviously have high hopes for him, and so they have done the same thing. He was at Jersey Shore, and now they're going to find out whether or not he's going to accept the challenge and see how he's going to respond. He has been elevated to come here to Reading. He'll be in the lineup tonight and playing shortstop.
Yeah, Martin was a part of that abbreviated 5-round 2020 draft thanks to the COVID pandemic. But yeah, no, I mean, look, it has not been the storybook start to the career for Casey Martin. Struggled in 21 between Clearwater and eventually finished the year in High A Jersey Shore. Hit under 200 last year in Jersey Shore, but he's really turned it around this year. 286 home runs, 21 RBI, and I think a factor that we're going to really see from him is going to be his speed. 16 for 20 on the base pass this yeal. And, Al Padrique has definitely been more conservative this year when it's gotten the base stealing, but I think a lot of that's just come situationally when you're playing from behind. You don't want to be as aggressive on the base pass, but I think a guy like Casey Martin, he's batting 6th tonight, but it wouldn't shock me if he eventually makes his way up towards the top of his lineup and joins the Rojas's, the De La Cruz. And, we haven't gotten a next Phillies top 30 from MLB Pipeline yet. But with a 280 average this year, it wouldn't shock me if Casey Martin makes his way back in. But one thing, too, he's 24 years old. He was drafted out of Arkansas. So, the expectation is that developmental curve, it's getting to the point now where they want to see him, okay, can he conquer AA pitching? And if he can, the Phillies will, have some decisions to make here in the next year or two with him.
Yeah, and that's the question for Casey Martin. The glove is solid. The arm is really good. And as Jake said, the speed is tremendous. He can run. Flat-out speed is good, and he's learning to run the bases as well and be a productive base stealer as well. The only question for Casey Martin would he hit? And last year at Jersey Shore, he did not. This year in Jersey Shore, Jake said, 280 batting average. That is 100 points higher than what he hit for the season last year in Jersey Shore. That's why he fell off the prospect list, because he only had a $180 last year at Jersey Shore. He obviously has straightened it out. He has figured out he is hitting at a much better clip. So now you test him. Hey, can he get it done now against a better grade of pitching at AA? That's what the Phils will find out. To your point, now you add him into a combination of a Johan Rojas, who we know can steal bases, Matthew Kroon, who we know can steal bases, Ethan Wilson, who has speed. They haven't really used him a lot to steal bases, but this is a lineup now that you could have 3 or 4 different guys who can run and can steal bases. It also can change a little bit of the complexion of how they go about getting more runs. Again, not getting runs hasn't been a problem for this team, but if you can find another way to be productive and also put pressure on young pitchers.
Yeah, and a point I'll make here is that this is a team that traditionally through the season so far, when the bats are going, it's because they're hitting for extra base hits, they're hitting long balls. But one thing we saw, especially those lower scoring games in the Binghamton series, when they're not driving the ball for extra bases, when they're not hitting the ball over the fence, they struggle to score runs. So the next question becomes, can this become a team that can play small ball? And I think it's something that Al Pedrique would like to see, would like another identity from this team that, hey, we don't have to just be the New York Yankees, the Aaron Judges, Giancarlo Stanton of the world. We can be the 90s Braves led by Bobby Cox. We can play some small ball. Get Johan Rojas on, bunt him over, have him steal a base, hit behind runners, hit sacrifice flies. And I think you look at guys like Rojas, look at guys like Martin, Kroon. You mentioned Ethan Wilson too. I think those are kind of guys that can fit that mold. Yes, Martin, 6 home runs today. He's shown some power. Rojas has shown power. De La Cruz, we know he's got the power. Same with Ethan Wilson. But I think these are guys too that can be situational hitters, hit behind runners, lay down bunts like we saw Rojas do for a hit the other day. And I think it gives you more identities and ways you can adjust when, hey, okay, we're not driving the ball today. We can still do it other ways.
You've been listening to the pregame show, and we will take a timeout. When we come back, it is that time on our Reading Fightin' Phils radio network. We'll come back with starting lineups and first pitch. First pitch scheduled for 7 o'clock again. Beautiful night here in Baseball Town for a brand new series as the Reading Phils will take on the Hartford Yard Goats. When we come back, we will have it for you right here on the Reading Fightin' Phils radio network, along with Change Up.
International Fireworks is the official fireworks provider of the Phils. International Fireworks shoots every fireworks show throughout the season, including 8 Mega Blast fireworks shows. International Fireworks also provides the pregame fireworks after the national anthem at each game. International Fireworks has a nearby retail store in Douglasville, Pennsylvania, where you can purchase all of your fireworks. Visit fireworksareus.com for more information about the International Fireworks retail store in Douglasville. Thanks again to International Fireworks, the official fireworks provider of the Phils.
Star City Boxing, located at 4760 Schuylkill Avenue in Reading, is a 501c3 non-profit boxing gym unlike any other. Our goal is not only to help you be fit, but to be the best outlet for our youth and community. We welcome anyone who wants to improve their way of life, be fit, and box competitively or non-competitively. We work with you to reach your goals in and out of the gym. Stop in and meet our stars today. Check us out and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for upcoming events and happenings. And visit our website today at starcityboxing.org for more information on how to join, volunteer with our youth, or support our efforts in the community. Star City Boxing is a proud continued 2023 Phils Fiesta Friday partner.
The Penn State Health St. Joseph's 67 Club is the original hospitality area at FirstEnergy Stadium. Conveniently located along the third base side, the 67 Club gives you a front row seat to all the action at the hot corner. The area is safely protected from line drives with a large see-through net. Starting at $34, groups of 20 or more can enjoy a 2.5-hour all-you-can-eat buffet. Children 4 and under are free. Visit rphils.com or call us at 610-370-BALL to reserve your group outing today.
Humane Pennsylvania is an innovative national leader in animal welfare with adoption centers, accredited nonprofit veterinarian hospitals, emergency animal rescue services, community pet assistance programs, and a free community dog park. At HPA, we are passionate about going the extra base to keep your pets healthy and happy at home with you. With a variety of services and different ways and times to access them and variable pricing, Humane Pennsylvania is here to provide your pets with exceptional care, how, when, and where they need it. Visit humanepa.org for more information. White Star Tours and Travel Centers offers the R-Phils fan road trip again this season. It's your chance to hit the road with other R-Phils fans, see an R-Phils road game, meet with an R-Phils player, and also see an Iron Pigs and Phillies road game. The White Star R-Phils road trip visits Altoona, Toledo, and Cleveland from Thursday, July 20th until Sunday, July 23rd. See the R-Phils in Altoona Thursday, meet with an R-Phils player or coach, then head to Toledo Friday and Cleveland Saturday to see many former Fightins in action. The trip heads back to Reading on Sunday. Visit the customer service booth for more info on the White Star R-Phils fan road trip to Altoona, Toledo, and Cleveland. Space is very limited, so sign up today.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. FirstEnergy Stadium, the site's a brand new series for the Fightin' Phils as they welcome the Hartford Yard Goats to town. Goats at 24 and 32 on the season. Reading is at 21 and 35. Phils and Goats will be going after one another right up until Sunday afternoon here at America's Classic Ballpark. It is time for us to take a look at our Golden Oaks landscaping starting lineup for Hartford. Vladimir Restituyo is in center field and leading off. Grant Levine bats second. He's at first base. Top home run hitter and RBI man in the Eastern League. Hunter Goodman bats third. He's in left field. Zach Bean bats cleanup. Braxton Fulford is the catcher. He bats fifth. Batting sixth is designated hitter Drew Romo. Batting seventh is shortstop Jack Blomgren, and batting eighth, third baseman Brett Boswell. Eddie Diaz is at second base, and he bats ninth. They will be facing right-handed pitcher for the Reading Fightin' Phils, Victor Vargas.
Victor Vargas making his fourth start of the season for the Fightin' Phils, his seventh start overall when you include a stint in Jersey Shore. With Reading 0-1, a 6.43 ERA, 14 innings pitched, 13 hits allowed, 7 walks, 4 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .255 against him. Vargas, who struggled last time out against Binghamton. The big thing for him is going to be locating that fastball. He's going to pitch to contact, but he has to be able to throw strikes, not just any strikes, but quality strikes.
Vladimir Restituyo, 280 on the season, leads off and swings at the first pitch and drives it deep into left center field. Ethan Wilson goes back to the warning track and makes the catch over his shoulder. Restituyo comes out swinging, and he takes Ethan Wilson to the track for out number one.
Yeah, I mean, that was a fastball up in the zone from Vargas, and Restituyo got pretty much all of it. Hit it 346 feet, needed about 10 more feet to get that one over the fence, but if anything, it's a long out on one pitch, and you'll take it.
EPAW weather consulting source for public and private forecasts, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, and northern and eastern Maryland. Our game time temperature, an absolutely gorgeous night here again in baseball town, 73 degrees. There is a bit of a breeze blowing, 10 to 15 miles per hour. And as per norm, blowing out to right field, his left-hander here, Grant Levine, steps in. He takes the first pitch for a ball, swings at the second, and hits a little knuckleball down the left field line that eventually reaches the grandstand. Levine at .253 on the season, 6 home runs, 19 RBIs. 1-1 pitch coming up from Victor Vargas, right down the middle, and he taps it towards second. Madison Stokes is at second base tonight, and he'll make the play to first in time. And that will set us to our defense behind Victor Vargas. Ethan Wilson is in left field. Johan Rojas is in center. Carlos de la Cruz is in right field tonight. Nick Podkul is at first, as I said. Madison Stokes is at second. That's because of the addition of Casey Martin to the Phils roster, was at Jersey Shore throughout the season, and he is elevated to play here in Reading. Matthew Kroon is at third, and Cody Roberts is behind the plate for Vargas as he faces Hunter Goodman. Goodman hitting just .239 on the season, but a Eastern League leading 17 home runs and 55 RBIs as he stands in. The first pitch to Vargas, from Vargas, is a called strike. The second one is into dirt, and it's 1-1 to Goodman. Yard Goats coming off losing 5 of 6 at home to Somerset. Goodman just 3 out of 16 in that series. 1 ball, 1 strike to him. This one fisted down the left field line. Ethan Wilson with a long run to the foul line will make the catch. And a smooth 1-2-3 inning for Victor Vargas. For the Goats, no runs, no hits, no errors, none left. The Fightins will bat for the first time when we come back to America's Classic Ballpark.
Gear up for Fightin' Phil's season. Visit the Brentwood Industries Fightin' Phil's team store at FirstEnergy Stadium or check out our online store 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at rphils.com/shop. We have a wide variety of Fightin' Phil's hats, t-shirts, kids apparel, and more. Looking for something new? Check out our latest selections of Los Luchadores de Reading and Reading Hot Dogs gear, plus throwback, black, R-Train, R-Phil's attire. Root for your Fightins in style. Stop by the Brentwood Industries Fightins team store or rphils.com/shop.
ROG Orthodontics is the proud official partner of the ROG Orthodontics Fightin' Phil's Kids Club. Join today at Fightins.com to get your free ROG Orthodontics Kids Club t-shirt and visit FantasticSmiles.com for more information on why ROG Orthodontics is voted #1 in Berks and Monco. ROG Orthodontics and the Fightin' Phils, 2 great hometown partners.
Fans, nothing beats a great day at Golden Oaks Golf Club. Located just minutes from Reading, Golden Oaks is a beautiful, award-winning golf course open to the public with perfect greens, lush fairways, and a course playing for 5 sets of tees. Bogey's Pub is open to the public with the area's best full-course menu, featuring indoor and outdoor seating and TVs to watch your favorite sports teams. Let the Golden Oaks Golf Club team cater to your need. Lunch, dinner, golf outings, parties, company events, and fundraisers. Visit our website at GoldenOaksGolfClub.com and follow Golden Oaks Golf Club and Bogey's Pub on Facebook. Golden Oaks Golf Club, where great memories are made.
Golden Oaks Landscaping starting lineup for the Fightin' Phils tonight. Madison Stokes leads off. Carlos de la Cruz back into 2-hole. Johan Rojas again in the 3 spot. Nick Podkul will bat in the cleanup spot tonight. Matthew Kroon will bat 5th. The new addition, Casey Martin, bats 6th. Ethan Wilson bats 7th. Oliver Dunn is a designated hitter tonight. He bats 8th. And Cody Roberts bats 9th. Madison Stokes takes the first pitch from right-handed pitcher Gabriel Hughes outside for ball 1.
Gabriel Hughes, the Rockies' #5 overall prospect, making his second AA appearance.
As he misses with a second straight pitch, pretty much the same spot, just outside and low.
5 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts in his AA debut on Wednesday against Somerset at home.
2-0 pitch to Madison Stokes is outside ball 3.
And was 4-3 of a 5.50 ERA with 8 starts for Spokane, and was the first player in the 2022 draft class to reach AA in the Rockies system.
After falling behind Stokes 3-0, Madison Stokes taking all the way, takes one over for a called strike. 1-3 balls and a strike now to Stokes, leading off here at the bottom of the first inning. Fouls off the second pitch. Now the count is full. Hughes, 6'4", 220, just 21 years of age. Fastball that will come at about 96 to 98. 3-2 pitch. And Stokes fouls off a fastball at about 94, just keeping himself alive. Madison to 266 as he stands in. Tied for Team I in doubles with 12, 4 home runs, 15 RBIs. One of those home runs coming in the recent series against Binghamton, where the Ponies ended up winning 4 out of 6 here at FirstEnergy Stadium. Madison Stokes with a solo home run in that series. 3-2 pitch is low ball 4. Madison Stokes draws himself a leadoff base runner.
And I think that's the thing, is you're facing a very young pitcher in Hughes who, yes, the potential very much is there for him, but making just his second AA start, first one away from the friendly confines of the beautiful Dunkin' Donuts Park. So be patient, force him to come to you.
That will bring up Carlos de la Cruz. Carlos at 290 on the season. Team high 11 home runs. Team tied for team high in RBIs with 30. First pitch swinging back through the middle. Knocked down by Eddie Diaz. He goes for the lead runner and Stokes. The relay is in time. Well-turned double played, far from routine, as Diaz makes the flip to Jack Blumgren at short, who makes the throw to first in time for the double play.
I was going to say that was far from a routine play. Diaz made an excellent play, spun, threw it to Blumgren, who threw a low throw to first that Levine was able to scoop.
So that'll bring up Johan Rojas. The rest of the defense, Hunter Goodman is in left field. Vladimir Restituyo is in center. Zach Bean is in right. Grant Levine is the first baseman. As Johan Rojas bats, as we just mentioned, Eddie Diaz is at second. Jack Blumgren is at short. Brett Boswell is at third. Braxton Fulford is the catcher for Hughes. Rojas drives this one into center field. Restituyo going back to the right track and leaps it. It's off the wall. Rojas is running. He's around second. He's going to try to make this to third, and he'll slide in at first. Johan Rojas with his fourth triple of the season.
Johan Rojas, second triple in 3 games for him. That'll climb him up the Eastern League rankings in that category. Yes, obviously, guys don't hit a lot of triples, but he came into today tied for second. Now he'll move up to a tie for first with 4. Man, Tyler Henson, who's coaching third base tonight for the Fightin' Phils, he didn't even give him a wave. He kind of just put his hands down and said, Johan, whatever you think is right. And Johan's like, I'm going to third, and looks like it was the right decision.
So that'll bring up Nick Podkul, again batting in a cleanup spot tonight. First pitch to him is in the dirt. Good block by Fulford to keep Rojas at third base. So man at third now and 2 down for the Phils. Bottom half of the first inning. Almost a great catch by Restituyo, but as he banged against the wall, the ball comes loose, and Rojas saw it all the way, and he had triple on his mind as Podkul fouls this one out of play.
It's eerily similar to the triple that Ethan Wilson hit Sunday that bounced in and out of the glove of McElwain, the center footer for Binghamton. Really similar trajectories, in and out of the glove, and turned out to be a triple.
Now Podkul tries to bring him home. 1 ball and 1 strike. The pitch is up high. As Jake said, Tyler Henson is coaching at third base. Ray Ricker is coaching at first. Al Padrique not with the Phils for this series. He'll be back next week. 1-2 balls and a strike now to Podkul. That's way up high. It's 3-1. His 8 starts at Spokane. Pretty good control for the young right-hander. 54 strikeouts, just 15 walks. 3-1 pitch is right back and right into the glove. Great play by the pitcher, Hughes, who speared it out of the air and took a possible base hit away from Nick Podkul. And that will do it for the Fightins in the first. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left, 1 complete in Baseball Town. And it's the Yard Goats nothing, the Fightin' Phils nothing.
Empowering communities one relationship at a time is our commitment at Tompkins. Our customers have thrived thanks to our focus on local lending and their commitment to the customers they serve.
They do a great job. Everything for us, from our banking, our insurance, to our wealth management.
Tompkins has always been there for us.
We see a long relationship with Tompkins. They're good people.
Tompkins, banking, insurance, wealth. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Investment and insurance products are not FDIC insured, not bank guaranteed, and may lose value.
Our Phils fans can continue to expect great performances all season long on the Burke's Commercial Roofing stage. It's the home of great local talent, including the Our Phils mascot band. Burke's Commercial Roofing prides itself on being a locally owned and operated company that puts an emphasis on customer service. They provide free on-site estimates and can handle any size repair, restoration, or replacement. Visit burkscommercialroofing.com or call 610-717-3949 for more information. And don't forget to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show at the Burke's Commercial Roofing stage at America's Classic Ballpark.
Burke's Packing is a family-owned and operated meat processor located here in Reading, specializing in hot dogs, ham, specialty meats, and more. Burke's Packing provides America's Classic Ballpark with quality products, including the highly acclaimed flat-top grilled hot dog. Join us for Burke's Packing Sunday Family Fun Days at Sunday home games all season long at FirstEnergy Stadium.
Zach Bean will lead it off for the Yard Goats here in the second inning. Bean, one of the top prospects in the Rockies organization. Number 2 prospect overall, number 25 prospect going into this season in Major League Baseball's top 100. Swings at the first pitch from Vargas and fouls it off. He's just 20 years of age, but the bat a little bit slow to come around so far this year, hitting at just .211. 2 home runs, 24 RBIs. A little unusual that he's batting in the cleanup spot as he hits a high chopper off the front of the plate. Madison Stokes will make the play, and the flip to Podko in plenty of time for out number 1. So Veen is retired.
By Madison Stokes at second, making just his second start of the season at second base, but Stokes will probably find himself more in a super utility role. Well, still, I mean, he still has the bat to play every single day, but with Casey Martin up, the expectation, we'll see if Martin plays every day at shortstop. That's what he did at Jersey Shore, but Stokes will and should be in the lineup every single day. He's proven that he belongs in the starting 9. And
that's really, in a lot of ways, where what he's best at is playing a multitude of positions. He can play pretty much everywhere. As Braxton Fulford will now bat for the Yard Goats, swings at the first pitch and fouls out of play. Takes the second one a bit high, and it's 1-1. Fulford, a pretty highly regarded prospect in the Rockies organization as well, number 29 prospect. This one fisted down the first baseline. The first baseman Podka will give it a chase, but he'll run out of room. It's a very unusual mix in the sense that there's 2 highly regarded catchers now with the Yard Goats. Drew Romo, who is in the on-deck circle, is the number 7 prospect, number 4 prospect in the Rockies organization, and a very highly regarded catcher, as is Fulford. And Fulford was just called up to Hartford on May 30th. This one lifted into center field. Johan Rojas has him played perfectly. Moved a step to his left and then a step back to his right and right into his glove for out number 2.
Yeah, but circling back to Madison Stokes real quick, that's why he's so valuable, and that's why he's someone who, will be around for a long time, because he can hit. He's got a really good bat, and he can play, he's played second, short. He can probably play the corner spots. He's played in the outfield before, too. So wherever you need him, Stokes is going to go, and that's what I think we're kind of going to see with him now with Casey Martin in town.
So this brings up the aforementioned Drew Romo. Romo hitting at just .223 on the season, but he was 6 for 15 in that last series against Somerset. And it's now 1 ball and 1 strike to Romo. And to that point about both Fulford and Romo, kind of the same, both really good defensively. Question is who or which one of them is going to hit and earn their way to Colorado one day, as Romo takes this one inside for a called strike 2.
I mean, look, all 3 quote-unquote guys that are listed as catchers are in the lineup today: Goodman, Fulford, and Romo.
1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Actually a foul tip, but Cody Roberts holds on. And the Goats go down 1-2-3 here in the second. First strikeout for Victor Vargas brings the inning to an end. And for the Phils, when they come to the plate, we're still tied 0-0.
Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre wooded campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers independence and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, and the peace of mind of having convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices from apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us for lunch and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 70 years of senior living.
Star City Boxing, located at 4760 Schuylkill Avenue in Reading, is a 501c3 non-profit boxing gym unlike any other. Our goal is not only to help you be fit, but to be the best outlet for our youth and community. We welcome anyone who wants to improve their way of life, be fit, and box competitively or non-competitively. We work with you to reach your goals in and out of the gym. Stop in and meet our stars today. Check us out and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for upcoming events and happenings. And visit our website today at starcityboxing.org for more information on how to join, volunteer with our youth, or support our efforts in the community. Star City Boxing is a proud continued 2023 Our Phil's Fiesta Friday partner.
The Reading Fightin' Phillies are proud to partner with Berks County Mental Health and Disabilities Program. Together, we are striking out the stigma in order to raise community awareness about mental illness and suicide prevention with 3 simple words: Are you okay? The help is to begin a conversation to show Berks County that we care. Suicide hurts and affects.
Crazy hot dog vendor doing his thing. Mascots everywhere you look tonight, including world famous, the best in baseball, Philly fanatic in the house tonight. As Matthew Kroon leads things off for the Fightins here in a scoreless tie, leading off the bottom of the second. Kroon at 3:01 on the season. His second inning of baseball here in Reading is brought to you by Cornwall Manor, an active senior living, not-for-profit community in scenic Cornwall, Pennsylvania, and nearby Lebanon, Pennsylvania. Matthew Kroon fouls off the second pitch from Gabriel Hughes. It's now 1-1 strike. Today's Phil's team leader, brought to you by Cross Country Mortgage Loan Officer Yana Arias, is the guy at the plate, Matthew Kroon, tied for team high in batting average with Johan Rojas at 3:01 coming in. Technically now Johan is ahead of him because Johan Rojas got a triple his first time up, so Matthew Kroon needs to do something with the bat in his hand to match Johan Rojas as he takes this one up high for a ball, and it's now 3-1. That's today's Cross Country Mortgage Loan Officer Johanna Arias, Phil's team leader. Contact Johanna at 484-554-9969 or via email at johanna.arias@myccmortgage.com. This one's way up and in, and for the second straight inning, Gabriel Hughes walks the leadoff man for the Phils.
We'll see if they can make him pay, and the first guy who's going to have that opportunity is Casey Martin, third-round pick by the Phillies in 2020. We talked about in the pregame show, fell out of the top 30 prospects, but has had a really strong year with Jersey Shore this year to earn himself a promotion here to Reading.
Originally from Lone Oak, Arkansas, played his college baseball for the Razorbacks. 280 at Jersey Shore. The first pitch to Hughes is over for a called strike. Phil's going to walk from Madison Stokes, wiped out by a double play. Then Johan Rojas with a triple. Nick Podko with a line drive right back at Hughes that he took away and took a hit away from him. As Casey Martin makes his Reading Double-A debut. 0-1 pitch to him. That's a bit outside, gets off the glove of the catcher Fulford, and it will allow Matthew Kroon to move up. A pass ball on Fulford. So now Matthew Kroon is in scoring position with nobody out. 1-1 strike to Martin.
First pass ball charged against Fulford so far this season. It's been pretty good behind the plate. Limited action though, just his 7th game catching, a recent call-up.
1-1 pitch to Martin. Lifts this one into shallow right field. Going back is the first baseman, Levine. He'll give way to Eddie Diaz, who has a better angle on it in shallow right field, and that is out number 1 here in the second.
Yeah, good communication, though, between Levine, and Diaz. Diaz makes the call on the catch from second base.
Yeah, you got Veen in right field and Levine in first base. You got to be careful what you yell. A fly ball between the two of them. Ethan Wilson now will bat. Wilson at 263 on the season. Late swing at that one, and he's quickly behind no balls and 1 strike. Ethan 1 behind the team leaders in RBIs. De La Cruz with 30, along with Oliver Dunn, who's in the on-deck circle. Ethan Wilson 1 behind him with a man in scoring position. There's another late swing at a fastball, and Ethan Wilson quickly behind no balls and 2 strikes, and almost had the helmet pop off, and he's going to call timeout and have a meeting with himself.
It was a fastball that was up and in, but had a good amount of vertical movement to it, some dip, so started out over the plate and then kind of tailed off late.
So no balls and 2 strikes now to Ethan Wilson. Kroon takes another half a step lead. This one ripped into right field. Is it high enough? It is! Ethan Wilson with the 2-run home run. And on the pool deck in right field, the Phils jump out on top 2-0.
It's got to feel good for Ethan Wilson. Hits home run at number 9 of the season. Sits second on the team in that category. Man, he blistered that one. 112 off the bat, 380 feet. But, I mean, the 112 exit velo is the number that really stands out. That was hit on an absolute frozen rope from Ethan Wilson. And, hey, it was on an 0-2 pitch, too.
Yeah, the only question was whether or not it was high enough. It was either off the wall or over it or through it. And Ethan Wilson gets the 2-run home run. And now he takes over that RBI lead with a 2-run home run. The Phils jump out on top 2-0. It's an off-speed pitch there by Hughes, and you kind of wonder. He was behind that fastball 2 straight pitches, and you speed up his bat, and he makes you pay for it. As Oliver Dunn now bats, and it's 1-1 strike now to Dunn. 259 on the season after a 5 for 22 homestand against Binghamton. This one fisted foul and out of play over the third base dugout. And Hughes gets himself ahead now of Oliver Dunn, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
You know, it's not an Phillies broadcast without Bob bringing up the chase for the RBI lead.
It is somewhat dramatic between these guys, and they have
Good
all
reason
kind of
to.
taken their turns at some point in time in terms of who's had the lead. Now Ethan Wilson has it with that 2-run home run, 2-2 to Dunn. And this one's fouled straight back. So just to give you, again, a recap, with the 2-run home run, Dunn's at 31. De La Cruz has 30. Dunn has 30. Matthew Kroon has 27. Johan Rojas right there as well. He also has 30. I forgot Johan Rojas. It was a 3-way tie going into tonight's game. 2-2 pitch now to Dunn. It's in the dirt, ball 3. So the pitch total for Hughes starts to climb a little bit. Still only 1 out here in the second. 2 across on the home run by Ethan Wilson. Big swing, no contact as Dunn is retired. First strikeout for Hughes, 2 down here in the second.
Nice bounce back by Hughes. When you look at a young pitcher like him, you want to see how does he respond to adversity. Gives up the home run to Ethan Wilson and did a good job kind of mixing those pitches and trying to keep Oliver Dunn off balance.
So to bring up Cody Roberts. Roberts getting to start at the catcher again tonight, 2 out of 7 in the series against Binghamton. Max McDowell just dinged up a little bit more than usual, and I say that purposely because Max has taken his fair share of shots over the course of the season. Probably could play if need be, but I think just maybe give him another day off if they can. And of course, the Phils do have 3 catchers on the roster, also with Herbert Iser. 1-1 pitch to Roberts is a breaking ball that's over for a called strike. Hughes throws fastball, slider, and change. And now Roberts will call a timeout. Fastball is considered his best pitch. And the movement that Jake was talking about is one of the big reasons why. He's kind of got a rising fastball to it. So come with a 1-2 pitch to Roberts. This one's is low. They appeal on the check swing. He did not go around, so now it's 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to Cody Roberts. This one fisted and into right field for a base hit. Cody Roberts fends off the inside fastball off the fist and strong enough to get it into center field for a base hit.
Excellent piece of hitting by Cody Roberts. Fastball down in the zone, just drops the barrel on it as it's kind of, like we said, tailing away. Instead of trying to open up that shoulder and pull it towards left, he stays head down on the ball, shoulder closed, just fisted it out the other way.
So that'll flip the lineup around. Madison Stokes bats for the second time. He walked to start the first for the Phils as Roberts takes a good-sized lead off of first base with 2 down. Stokes swings at the first pitch, drives into right field, but Zach Bean is right there. He'll make the catch for the third and final out in the inning, but the Phils put 2 runs across. They do it on a couple of hits. The home run by Ethan Wilson, the difference on the board. We'll take a timeout on the Reading Fightin' Phils radio network. When we come back, the Phils on top 2-0 over the Yard Goats.
Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre wooded campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers independence and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs and the peace of mind of having convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices from apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us for lunch and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 70 years of senior living.
The Fightin' Phils know who to call for trash and recycling services. A proven winner, JP Mascaro & Sons. The industry leader for over 50 years. Trust the familiar Mascaro Blue Elephant to provide dependable, quality service for your home or business. That's JP Mascaro & Sons, one of the top companies in its industry. Trash and recycling services for home, business, and industry. We are hiring and have open positions in Berks County. Check our website for open positions at jpmascaro.com or call 1-888-MASCARO. JP Mascaro & Sons, ready to serve you.
Every time you grab an ice-cold 20-ounce Pepsi, you'll find a Pepsi emoji on the side of the bottle. So while the Pepsi delivers this, the Pepsi emoji delivers this.
Ooh.
So go ahead, crack open a Pepsi, and tell the world how you feel and what you love with Pepsi emojis. Say it with Pepsi.
From one of our key sponsors in tonight's game, Chris Manza from Essig Plumbing and Heating. Essig Plumbing and Heating has been a partner with the Phils for a while, and a special partner in tonight's game. Chris Manza, in addition to what you'll normally do with the Phils, you're also helping to bring the Philly fanatic to town, and that's a great way to win over fans in a quick way.
Yeah, for sure. I had to make sure to tell everybody it was like, no, it is the Philly fanatic that's going to be there. I know there's a bunch of different mascots here for the Reading Phillies.
Yes,
there
are. It's a mascot palooza on most nights here, but it's a whole other level when the Philly fanatic brings his act to baseball town. And Jack Blumgren is on base, and we're going to get an argument here. Tyler Henson will come out of the on-deck circle. I'm assuming they're calling catcher's interference on the swing from Blumgren, and that's going to put him on first base. And Tyler Henson will argue about it a little bit, so that'll give us a chance to talk a little bit more about Essig Plumbing and Heating. Chris, I just down on Tompkins Plaza before the game, and I kept seeing somebody with a Essig Plumbing Heating shirt on, and another person with Essig Plumbing Heating. Like, how many employees are here tonight? You got a bunch of employees here and a growing company at that.
For sure, yeah. We had a pretty good turnout tonight. Obviously, not everybody's going to make it, but we're growing. We're probably close to 80 employees right now, up from only really 45 or 50 even about a year ago. So we're really in a growing phase, and just able to get more Essig trucks out into Berks County and more plumbers and HVAC technicians serving our local community here.
So there's a line drive to Casey Martin. He gets his first chance. He gets called up to Reading, and a line drive right at him. They tried to double back to get Jack Blumgren, but he gets back in time. So that's one out here in the third inning. And that will bring up Eddie Diaz. If this is the time of season, I'm going to say the time of season you get busy, but you're obviously heating and air conditioning, so there really isn't an off season. But we are getting that closer to air conditioning season, and it's that time of the year to make sure it's tuned up, ready to go. And whether it's ready to go or whether it's not ready to go, you can help people out.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the industry's changed. Heating used to be the bigger need for people, and now people hate being hot. So air conditioning is big. If your air conditioner's not even running the way you think it should, you're not sure, give us a call, have us out, we'll take a look. But yeah, Mother Nature hasn't really cooperated with the heat yet for us, but people are still staying cool, not really running their systems, but it's going to come, and when it does, you can be sure we're going to be here to take care of your needs.
Yeah, the inevitable father time, if you will, of hot and humid, and Pennsylvania will make you want your air conditioner to be in prime working order. Eddie Diaz, the batter, he's got a 2-0 count on him. Jack Blumgren steals second base. So a man on second now and one out for the Yard Goats here in the third. The pitch to the 9-hole hitter, Eddie Diaz, is up and in, ball 3. So he's now in danger of walking the 9-hole hitter in the top of the order, Restituyo in the on-deck circle. But in addition to everything else you do as a heating and air conditioning company in Berks County, you do an awful lot more for Berks County, and I know there's a number of different organizations and charitable organizations that are important to Essig Plumbing and Heating.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we do different events throughout the year as much as we can, different 5Ks, things for the Salvation Army. But our big initiative this year, we raised over $12,500 at our Employee Appreciation Night through raffles and silent auctions and things like that. And we were able to give that $12,500, which was generously matched by our president, Steve Essig, him and his family combined efforts, and we gave $25,000 to the Hope Rescue Mission this year to their new initiative, which is the Lighthouse Women and Children's Shelter.
Eddie Diaz ends up walking on 4 pitches, so Vargas gives up his first walk of the night. Now first and second for the Yard Goats, and Vladimir Restituyo, who took Ethan Wilson in left field to the wall his first time up, will bat for the second time, and he beats the first pitch in this at-bat foul and into the Yard Goats dugout. You mentioned family, you mentioned Steve Essig. It is a family business, it's a family-run business, and in Berks County, it's a big thing to be a locally owned and family-owned business. Doesn't matter what kind of business you have, but obviously in your line of business, even more so.
Yeah, for sure. Steve is the third generation president of the company, so his grandfather, Paul W., started the company in 1938, so we're in our 85th year here. So that's something pretty special, and the staying power that we have in Berks County. You don't see a lot of companies make it to 85 years, and we're going strong. We're stronger than ever, and happy to keep serving Berks County and the Reading area.
No balls and 2 strikes to Restituyo as he's fouled off a couple pitches down the third baseline. Victor Vargas from the stretch with 2 men on and 1 out. Pitch to Restituyo. He beats another one foul down the third baseline. So you mentioned how many employees you have, and you're around the 80 employee mark. And I got to think, you've been growing because you're a much bigger business than you've been in the last 10, 15, 20 years. But that number obviously is growing as well in terms of how many employees you have over the course of 3 generations of families.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, we're just getting more and more guys with Essex shirts out into the neighborhood, able to take care of people's plumbing and heating and air conditioning needs. And I think Berks County's starting to recognize it. We won the 2023 Berks County Living Award for Best Plumbing Company and Best Heating and Air Conditioning Company. So it's really starting to show that more Essex has a bigger footprint in Berks County, and residents are taking notice and trusting us for their needs.
Restituyo pops one up. Nick Podkill, the first baseman, will take care of it. So that's 2 down now in the inning. And Vargas in a situation where he can try to work out of this, facing left-handed hitter Grant Levine. But when you're talking about the number of employees you have and your place within the business and the business community, again, that local owned ownership, because let's face it, there are people in your line of work, people who are heating and air conditioning. It's much more of a chain. So when you're inviting people into your home, which obviously is what you got to do because nobody's not getting into your house to get your heating and air conditioning fixed without getting it out. You want to be somebody you know, somebody you trust, and having somebody who is a local company to be able to do that is just a little bit more of a security blanket for people to make that call.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we definitely have a good relationship. A lot of our customers have our service contract, so we've been coming out to them for years and years, and they've never think of going anywhere else. And of course, we're always taking on new customers too. So we're looking to new residents to Berks County, or maybe people that never tried us before, just to give Essex a shot. I'd be remiss without mentioning our tagline, which you see all over the place, which is "Make it easy, make it Essex." So if you need us for plumbing, heating, especially air conditioning this summer, make it easy, make it Essex.
We're very well done. That's exactly right, because you can't get a whole lot more simple than that. But that's not only a good line, but you worked it in absolutely steadfast and perfect, as if you've been doing it forever. 1 ball and 1 strike to Grant Levine, and the pitch from Vargas is somewhere off the plate, although it looked pretty close. But the home plate umpire, Pete Talkington, decides it's not. Jae-Young Kim is at first base. Paul Romer is the third base umpire tonight. First and second, and 2 down for the Yard Goats here in the third. 2 balls and a strike to Grant Levine. Vargas takes a look back to second, comes with a pitch, and this is fouled down the third baseline. Ethan Wilson will give it a run and jumps at the wall and makes the catch in the Yard Goat bullpen, but Ethan Wilson wins the battle with the bullpen and the wall and makes the third and final out, and that'll do it for the Yard Goats here in the third. No runs, no hits, 2 left. And when we come back, it's a 2-0 Reading Phil's lead. But first and foremost, Chris Manza, thank you for taking the time to spend with us, and thank you for your partnership with the Reading Fightin' Phils.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us tonight. We're having a great time.
We'll be back after this with more on the Reading Fightin' Phils Radio Network.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils.
Humane Pennsylvania is an innovative national leader in animal welfare with adoption centers, accredited nonprofit veterinarian hospitals, emergency animal rescue services, community pet assistance programs, and a free community dog park. At HPA, we are passionate about going the extra base to keep your pets healthy and happy at home with you. With a variety of services and different ways and times to access them and variable pricing, Humane Pennsylvania is here to provide your pets with exceptional care, how, when, and where they need it. Visit humanepa.org for more information.
The Enersys Power Alley Pub features a 2.5-hour all-you-can-eat buffet, private bar with bartender, 2 rows of seats, bar stool seating, and 4 cafe tables.
To the bottom of the third, it remains a 2-0 lead for the Reading Fightin' Phils. And the bottom half of the third inning is brought to you by Swartz Culleton PC. If you've been injured at work, get justice. Call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Phils with a 2-0 lead as they bat here in the bottom half of the third inning. Victor Vargas done a nice job so far for the Fightins as Carlos De La Cruz leads it off. Carlos Gordon a double play his first time up. 1-0 pitch is lined into right field, but right at the right fielder Zach Bean for out number 2 here in the third.
I will say one thing about Carlos De La Cruz that's really impressed me a lot lately is he continues to hit. He's reached base in 27 straight games, and a lot of that has been balls hit up the middle and the other way. He's not been so long ball pull happy, so it's another big step in his development.
Here comes Johan Rojas, who tripled off the center field wall his first time up. First pitch swinging and fouls it away. So good job by Victor Vargas so far. And just to correct in that last inning, I wasn't sure exactly what happened. It was the first batter, Jeff Blumgren, was hit by a pitch. And the Phils argued that it hit the bat versus hit whether or not it hit him. But eventually the Phils got out of it. And a great play down the foul line by Ethan Wilson. And no further damage for the Goats in the third as Rojas now in a 1-1 count. Fouls this one down the first base line. Ray Ricker, the first base coach, didn't even flinch. So it's 1-2 now to Rojas. Now he'll call timeout because Hughes is locked and loaded and ready to come. 21-year-old, originally born in Anchorage, Alaska, and then grew up in Idaho. And I don't care whether it was Alaska or Idaho. I don't know how much youth baseball and how much baseball he got an opportunity to play in Alaska and in Idaho, but obviously a pretty good prospect and played his college baseball at Gonzaga. And as a junior in 2022, when he was drafted first round by the Rockies for the Zags, he went 8-3 with a 3.21 earned run average. Pitch this time to Rojas is outside. He pitched 98 innings as a junior at Gonzaga. He struck out 138 batters and walked just 37. And so the Rockies used their first round pick in 2022 on Gabriel Hughes. This one is lifted straight up in the infield. Who's going to take charge? All 4 infielders converge, and eventually it's the shortstop, Jack Blumgren, who makes the catch, and that's out number 2.
Yeah, Hughes was trying to call for it. And I know it's your instinct, but like pitcher, that's always like, no, get out of the way.
Yep.
All you're doing is clogging up space. Let your defenders make the play.
And in the infielders' defense, not one of them took the play off. All 4 of them had pretty much surrounded the pitcher's mound, and eventually Blumgren took control and made the catch. Nick Podkill will bat, and Podkill had a maybe base hit taken away from him by Hughes. With Rojas at third base, he had a rocket back through the box that the pitcher Hughes speared out of the air, taking a base hit and RBI away from Podkill. He misses on the first 2 pitches here, however, and Podkill is ahead 2 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, the ball off the bat of Podkill on that swing was 101 miles per hour, and Hughes seemed to have no issue with 101 right back at him.
So it's 2-0 now to Podkill. And this one's over for a called strike. Hughes played both as a position player and a pitcher at Gonzaga. Obviously take it as the 10th overall selection in the 2022 draft. This one fisted down the first base line and out of play. So if you think about it, he's pretty much on the fast track. He was just drafted last year, and he's already at AA, and he's only 21 years of age. And that's why a lot of Major League teams are starting to lean a lot more to college pitchers because they kind of can fast track them a little bit to get to the majors quicker. As Podkill fists another one fouled out of play. Maybe nobody's personified that more than the Phillies' Aaron Nola, who has done exactly that when the Phillies drafted him out of LSU.
Yeah, drafted in the summer of 14, made his debut about 13 months later. But, you know, another guy on this team is Griff McGarry. He was picked out of Virginia in 2021. And, you know, many people point to him as, you know, potentially the most MLB-ready arm after, you know, playing college ball.
Podkill continues to foul baseballs out of play. He stays at 2-2. So you kind of take that risk of, you know, you draft somebody out of high school, like the Phils did with Mick Abel, And you know you have somebody who you can develop and take your time with. But it might be 4 or 5 years down the road before that investment, if you will pay off. Whereas with a college pitcher, you might be able to get him in the major leagues in a couple years if he can develop quickly enough. 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Podko. This one fisted towards short. Blumgren backhands it. It's a long throw across the diamond, and it is in time. Nick Podkol's had 2 hits taken away from him tonight on defense by the Yard Goats as the Phils go 1, 2, 3 here in the third. And after 3 here in Baseball Town, it remains Reading 2, our Yard Goats nothing.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz-Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz-Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz-Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils.
Are you looking for a reliable food distributor to meet all your culinary needs? Look no further than our trusted team at Feaser's Food Distributors. For over 120 years, our products have been sourced from the best farms and suppliers, ensuring that you get the best ingredients for your restaurant or organization. From fresh produce to premium meats, Feaser's supplies everything but the appetite. Visit Feasers.com today to experience the difference in working with a top-tier, family-owned food distributor. Feaser's, your partner for success in the kitchen. Looking for a fast and hassle-free way to get your snacks and non-perishable groceries? Look no further than FeasersDirect.com. With just a few clicks, discover the convenience of having your culinary essentials ready for a pickup at our headquarters in Harrisburg.
The Reading Fightin' Phils are pleased to present you with their classic game program, all electronically. This program has information on the coaching staff, player roster, and front office staff. It also includes feature stories and alumni reports on all of your favorite guys who spent time in Baseball Town. Visit ourphils.com/programs to check it out.
Fightin' Phils 2, Yard Goats nothing. Technically, it's the Keystones. The Phils playing as the Reading Keystones tonight. Their throwback jerseys. And I'm going to throw things back to my broadcast partner in the booth. Jake Starr takes over play-by-play at the top of the 4th.
Thank you very much, Bob, as we move to the top half of the 4th inning. 2-0 ball game. Fightin' Phils had the lead. Victor Vargas, who's been solid, steps back on the bump for inning number 4 of work. And I'll get the middle third of the Yard Goats lineup, starting with Hunter Goodman. Vargas, the righty, kicks and deals, and it's above the belt for a ball. Counts 1-0 to Goodman. Goodman 0 for 1 tonight. Flew out the left his first time up, as Vargas works quickly and deals. That's down the chute with a curveball for a called strike, 1-1.
We were talking about the RBI leader for the Phils in that battle for the top spot at 30-31. Hunter Goodman has 55 RBIs already on the year.
Next pitch is driven in the air. High shot left side of the infield. Backing up goes Casey Martin to the outfield grass. He'll make the catch in very shallow left field for out number 1, and it's got to feel good to get Hunter Goodman down a couple of times after he has killed the Fightin' Phils in both series they played so far, one here in April and one in Hartford in May.
Yeah, it's been the opposite story in both. Hartford won 4-6 here, and then Reading returned the favor in Hartford and won 4-6 at the Yard Goats home ballpark.
Here's Zach Veen. First pitch home is just outside for a ball, 1-0. Veen 0 for 1 tonight. Ground ball to the second base of Madison Stokes, his first time up in the second. Victor Vargas, efficient, works quick and deals. Down the chute for a called strike, 1-1. Zach Veen, just a 21-year-old. The Rockies' top-ranked prospect, 1-1. That's a breaking pitch down low for a ball, 2-1.
Yeah, he's been kind of hard to figure out. He's got great wheels. He's stolen a lot of bases. But, you know, that old adage in baseball, you can't steal first base. He just hasn't been able to get on base enough.
2-1. That's a ground ball height chopper past the first base coach's box where Luis Lopez mans it. Chris Denorfia, the manager for the Hartford Yard Goats, he's in third base. Coach's box stands, well beyond the coach's box as the count moves 2-2 to Zach Veen, 1 out in the 4th. Being a .210 hitter, pair of home runs, 24 runs driven in on the season. The righty on lefty matchup as Vargas from the first base side of the rubber deals. And on the hands, a jam shot towards right center. Rojas and De La Cruz converge. And the center fielder Rojas will make the call on the catch for out number 2. That'll bring Braxton Fulford to the dish for Hartford.
We talked about this yesterday at Sunday's game, with Rojas and his good buddy Carlos De La Cruz now playing beside him in right field the last 2 games. And those fly balls in between the 2 of them. And again, it's the right call. Johan Rojas is the commander-in-chief at that outfield. He calls it, it's his ball. But I guarantee you Carlos De La Cruz has something to say about it.
First pitch to Fulford is down the chute with an off-speed pitch, 0-1. Fulford 0 for 1 tonight. A fly out to center his first time up. As Victor Vargas continues to deal, and now he'll throw a baseball over towards the dugout. Hopefully Aaron Nola's not watching what just happened right now. 55 pitches tonight for Victor Vargas in this top half of the 4th inning. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss on a fastball upstairs, 0-2.
He's done a really nice job. He's a contact kind of pitcher. He's not going to rack up a lot of strikeouts. And if he doesn't rack up a lot of walks, then he's pitching pretty well. But again, he has done the job. Pitch to contact, let your defense do the work behind you.
Nothing into the count to Fulford. 2 gone, top of the 4th. Vargas deals. That one's fisted in the air towards the right field line, slicing towards foul territory, and it'll go out of play as Carlos De La Cruz, the right fielder, pulls up just beyond the fence in the Phillies bullpen. Count stays 0-2. Fulford, a recent call-up to AA Hartford. Got the call on May the 30th, made the cross-country trek from Spokane, Washington. The 0-2 to him is lifted out of play, foul to the right side again. Count stays 0-2. Fulford, the 30th ranked prospect in the Rockies system, a 24-year-old from Lubbock, Texas. Played his college baseball in his hometown at Texas Tech. Nothing into the count. Vargas deals again. That's a ground ball back towards the middle, and it'll softly sneak its way into center field for a base hit.
All right, now we didn't say it, we didn't mention it, but that is hit number 1, just for what it's worth.
I don't even cross my mind.
I crossed my mind up after the last inning, but that's the first hit surrendered by Victor Vargas with 2 outs here in the 4th.
That was pitch number 55 for Victor Vargas, as Drew Romo, the catcher, who's DHing tonight, steps into the left-handed batter's box. Vargas in the stretch deals. First pitch is down low and in for a ball, 1-0.
I'll be curious to see how this series progresses with this combination of Fulford and Romo. Again, both of them very sound defensive catchers. They call a good game. And the question is going to be who's going to hit more and who could advance more. Romo was drafted out of high school. Fulford was drafted out of college. But who will do the majority of catching for the Yard Goats?
1-0. Gets the inside corner for a called strike, 1-1. It's a similar question that another team west of us in Pennsylvania, the Pittsburgh Pirates, need to ask themselves right now. Henry Davis, recently promoted to AAA Indianapolis, 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. And Davis and Endy Rodriguez, the Pirates' 2 top catching prospects. It's really the first time the Pirates are going to get to experiment how they're going to work things out with both of those guys, because both Rodriguez and Davis look to factor into the Pirates' long-term plans. I know Drew Hedges, this current catcher for Pittsburgh, does not seem like he's a long-term fit. 1-2 again. That's inside for a ball. Roberts thought about throwing back to first, try and nag Fulford, but he opts not to, and the count goes 2-2.
I think Rodriguez is the 2-ranked prospect in the Pirates organization, and Davis the 3-ranked prospect.
2-2 the count, 2 outs. Over towards first, back in with a dive is Fulford.
I think if it was a popularity contest among Pirates fans, I think they like Davis because of the power potential of it.
But it's close.
Right. But Rodriguez is very good, very athletic. A different kind of, obviously a very different body type, but that doesn't mean he can't catch.
2-2. Down low for a ball, 3-2.
But the Pirates have dabbled with moving both of them into a different position, with the idea that if, in fact, the 2 of them are going to be in Pittsburgh together, Rodriguez has played some infield positions, and Davis, because he's got a great arm, has played in the outfield.
3-2 count, 2 outs. Runner on first, Fulford will be off on the pitch. Vargas kicks and deals. That's a line drive towards second. Diving is Stokes. It gets by him in the right field for a base hit. Fulford goes to third. De La Cruz thought about throwing for a second, but he'll pull it back and just go to second. So it's a 2-out single for Drew Romo, who wins an excellent battle at the plate. Puts men on the corners for Jack Blumgren.
It was a perfect time to send the runner to Norfio, and it may have taken away the potential out because I think Stokes had started to cheat a little bit towards the bag at second because the runner was going with a left-handed hitter up there. And if he's playing Romo to pull a little bit more, he probably makes that catch. But because he was a little bit more towards the second base bag, full extension, but he comes up empty.
So Jack Blumgren steps in an RBI situation. First pitch is off the mid of the catcher Roberts. It'll roll to the backstop, and Fulford will score. Romo up to second. What's likely to be a pass ball, which will be the third this year on Cody Roberts, and makes it a 2-1 ball game. And still a chance for more for the Argarts here for Jack Blumgren, who is a .250 hitter, 1 for 4 with runners in scoring position so far this season. Was hit by a pitch his first time up. Bats here with 2 outs in the 4. Fightin' Phil's now up 2-1. Vargas set at the belt and deals. That one skied in the air in the infield towards the left side. Casey Martin, the shortstop, drifts towards his left, makes the catch. And that'll retire the side in the 4th. 1 run for the Argoats. They do it on a pair of hits. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. We're through 3.5 from Reading. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. 2-1, Fightin's have the lead on the Phillies Radio Network.
The Louisiana Swamplands. Out here, you're either lunch or you're enjoying it. Make sure you end up on top with the all-powerful lineup of Kia SUVs, like the Telluride, Sportage, and Sorento, equipped with available all-wheel drive, higher ground clearance, and the interior capacity to bring everything you need, so you'll always remain more than a gator's length ahead. Visit your local Kia dealer today to find your next adventure in our ever-capable lineup of SUVs. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
When the Reading Fightin' Phils get hungry, we turn to our team feed partners. Special thanks to Chick-fil-A, Pizza Como USA, Railroad House, Why Missing Restaurant and Bakery, Jersey Mike's Subs, Mimo's Italian Restaurant and Bakery, Subway, and Clean Eats for making sure the Fightin' Phils front office is never hungry on game day. Our staff enjoys delicious meals from our team feed partners. Don't take our word for it. Find out for yourself today.
The award-winning Reading Hospital Tower Health Pool Party provides an unforgettable night out with family and friends. Enjoy a baseball game while swimming in the 87-degree heated pool directly behind the right field home run wall. Plus 2.5 hours of all-you-can-eat buffet, photos, and autographs with the crazy hot dog vendor and the Fightin' Phil's mascot band. Regular season tickets start at $33 per person for groups of 20 or more. Give us a call today at 610-370-BALL.
Matthew Kroon leads off the bottom half of the 4th inning. 2-1, Fightin' Phils have the lead. As Gabriel Hughes returns the mound for inning number 4 of work. First pitch to Kroon is lined out towards right. Veen goes back, all turned around. It's over the wall and it's gone. Just under the rack train sign, and Matthew Kroon gets his 4th home run of the season, and the Phils extend their lead to 4-1. 3-1, excuse me.
You know, Jake, when we were getting ready to my notes tonight, I was thinking to myself, and of course I didn't ask you to make myself look smart. I was thinking to myself, you know, it's been a while since Matthew Kroon hit a home run. And there it is. He got that one right up, line drive, and again, the wind blows out here right field, and the rest was history.
Casey Martin fouls the first pitch off 0-1.
This seems like it's been a while since Matthew hit his last home run.
May 24th against Harrisburg. That was the Wednesday of that series. Right. So it'll be 3 weeks ago, so 20 days ago. 0-1. Martin grounds it towards short. Charging's Blomgren fields it deep in the hole. Low throw. Gets by the first baseman Levine. It'll ricochet right back to him. Scooped by the second baseman Diaz, who will, for good measure, apply a tag. And we'll see what they rule that
base
for.
Hit. They said base hit.
Base hit for Casey Martin.
So he gets his first AA hit. And I'll tell you what, you watch the replay, he was at first base when that throw got there. We talked about this in the pregame show. Casey Martin can fly. And I think he had that beat whether it was a good throw or not. Now the throw bounced there, so that gets him a little bit more time to get there. but it would even on a good throw, it would have been a bang play.
Martin's got speed. Wilson, the batter now. He homered his first time up. First pitch to him, drops just below the knees for a ball, 1-0. Wilson hit a 2-run home run back in the second. It was his 9th of the season, and it gave the Fightin' Phils an early 2-0 lead. Hughes, who holds the glove against his left chest, comes set now below the belt. 1-0 to Wilson. That one's a ground ball towards second. Under the glove of Diaz, who tried to go to the backhand into right field for a base hit. Motoring towards third is Martin. He'll get there in no time, and it's 3 straight hits for the Fightins. Runners on the corners for Oliver Dunn.
Yeah, it'd have been interesting to see. Eddie Diaz got just a little bit of leather on that, and once he did that with the wheels of Casey Martin, no question, he was going to go to third base. If Diaz did touch it and didn't slow it down, Martin still may have been able to get to third base, but once it was slowed down, he was rolling. Now they got him on the corners with nobody out.
Certainly fun to watch Casey Martin fly so far.
All right, I already have something I want to see. I want to see Johan Rojas and Casey Martin in a foot race.
Oh, well, see, maybe
I
we can
guarantee
get that
you
this
Johan
week.
Rojas will volunteer to do that.
Oliver Dunn steps in. Nothing away, men on the corners. Bottom of the 4th inning, Fightins leading 3-1. Hughes set at the belt. Here's the pitch. Outside for a ball, 1-0.
Because Johan's that kind of guy, like if you challenge him, like, hey, I think that Casey Martin guy might be faster than you, I guarantee you Johan Rojas will jump up and go, let's just see about that.
Men on the corners, counts 2-0 to Oliver Dunn. Hughes kicks and deals. That's low and away, count goes 3-0. Ethan Wilson leads off of first. Has recently become a stolen base threat, a couple last week, 4 on the season. Now maybe let's see if the Phils try and draw up some sort of a steal here with runners on first and third. Hughes set at the belt. Here's the pitch. Down the chute for a called strike, 3-1.
Yeah, because what you do when you do that is you're forcing the catcher to make a decision and the yard goats to make a decision. You throw down, you go after the runner, and then potentially allow Casey Martin to move up on the throw home.
Our Phils have not had a double steal, including home, since May 12th of 2021. Here's the pitch. That's up and away, and the count now goes to 3-1. Scoreboard said 3-1, but
yeah, then they changed it right before the pitch.
So now it's 3-1, no outs to Oliver Dunn. Men lead off the corners, no outs. Bottom of the 4th, 3-1 our Phils. Here's the pitch. Runner does go, and it's on the outside corner for a called strike. There will be no throw. So we'll see what they rule that.
No, I still think that should be a stolen base. Sure.
I think it's a stolen base, and it looks like it will be.
Should be.
Because given the circumstances, so Wilson swipes the bag, his 5th of the year. Infield drawn up, counts full. The pitch. Swinging a miss from Dunn. He's down on strikes. The second strikeout tonight for Hughes. Both have been of Oliver Dunn. That'll bring Cody Roberts to the plate.
So it's still, that's only the first out of the inning, so this is still a good situation here for Cody Roberts, just to try to get something in the outfield, something in the green grass. If you can get a base hit out of it, you're going to get 2 runs, but at least get one deep enough to score a run.
Infield remains up for Cody Roberts. Had a single his first time up in the second. First pitch from Hughes. That's a ground ball to the left side. It's through the hole in the left field for a base hit. Casey Martin scores. Up to third goes Ethan Wilson, and it's an RBI single for Cody Roberts, giving Casey Martin his first AA run, and the Fightins now lead 4-1.
Yeah, Ethan Martin had to hesitate just for a moment. The ball's hit in front of him, and again, you don't want to make that out just in case for whatever reason somebody knocks it down. So he just hesitated for a second, and again, still only 1 out of the inning, so Tyler Henson just takes the conservative approach between a combination of the hesitation and not wanting to get somebody thrown out at home. Just put the brakes on, keep him at third base, and let the top of the order do its work.
And the way the bats have been swinging, no reason not to. 4 hits already in the inning for the Phils as Madison Stokes steps in with 1 out. Runners remain on the corners. Hughes set at the belt. Here's the pitch. That's upstairs for a ball, 1-0.
Yard Goats play-by-play guy Jeff Dooley stepped in between innings and told us that this is the 7th straight game in which the Yard Goats have fallen behind, which is not a stat you want to lead the league in any way.
It's hard for a team that is struggling mightily right now. Drop 5 of 6 to Somerset, 1-0. Stokes takes down low for a ball. It squirts away from the catcher Fulford, but he's able to go towards his left and pounce on it right away.
But let's give credit where credit is due. Jeff Dooley's just a great dude, and he got the call that a lot of people would like to get. He got the opportunity to go to Philadelphia, actually, to call a couple of Colorado Rockies games. It was an awesome opportunity for him. He's been doing it for a long time.
2-0 the count to Stokes. Long pause from Hughes. Now throw over towards first. Back with a dive is Roberts, but talked to Jeff about that earlier, about his call up to the majors, to the Saturday-Sunday of a Phillies-Rockies series last month, and said everybody could not have been nicer. Good friends with Tom McCarthy. Bud Black, the manager for the Rockies, was super awesome to work with. Here's the pitch. Outside for ball 3-0. And an incredibly deserved honor for Jeff Dooley, who's done 25 years in minor league baseball with Hartford. Just class act, one of the best in the Eastern League and one of the best all across minor league baseball to ever put on the headset. 3-0 the count here to Stokes with men on the corners. Hughes at the belt, deals. That's upstairs, ball 4. That'll load the bases up for Carlos De La Cruz.
Another good job of patience by Madison Stokes. I know it was a 4-pitch walk, but again, you're up with men at first and third. You already got a couple runs in. You're thinking about trying to get a pitch to drive and get the ball out there, but that doesn't mean you can't be patient and wait for the opportunity. And if it doesn't present itself, now you load the bases up for the guy who's been in the heart and soul of, in the middle of everything of your offense throughout the season, Carlos De La Cruz. But before any of that happens, we're going to get a visit from pitching coach Blaine Beatty to talk to his young right-hander.
Blaine Beatty will talk to him as Carlos De La Cruz steps up, a .224 hitter with runners in scoring position. He is 0 for 7 this year. Does have 4 RBI, though, with bases loaded, so he's been able to hit into some productive outs with the bases juiced, but yet to have a hit. I mean, right now would be no better time than the present for Carlos De La Cruz to do just that.
You think he knows that Ethan Wilson passed him in the RBI lead?
You know, maybe. One swing of the bat, he could retake the lead.
It's possible.
De La Cruz at 30 RBI this season. So Ethan Wilson stands on third, Cody Roberts on second, Madison Stokes on first. Kroon led off the inning with the home run. Casey Martin then followed with a single. He eventually came around the score. Then went Wilson single, he stole second. Oliver Dunn struck out. Cody Roberts had an RBI single to score Martin, and then Madison Stokes just walked. And that's where we stand. Bases loaded, 1 away, bottom of the 4th inning. It's 4-1 Fightin' Phils. Now they would love a chance to really break this game open early. De La Cruz in from the right side. Hughes set at the belt, the pitch. Big swing and a miss, 0-1.
Well, Carlos De La Cruz is thinking like you were. Let's go for it all here early on, and then we'll reassess if we come up empty.
Last pitch, a fastball to De La Cruz. Hughes will come set again. Righty on righty matchup. 0-1. That's upstairs for a ball. Good take from De La Cruz. Counts 1-1. A 288 hitter this year, 11 home runs, 30 RBI, which now sits second on the team to Ethan Wilson. 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Went to an off-speed pitch.
Yeah, that's the slider, and that was a good pitch. Good pitch, good break on it, and a good spot as well.
So now Hughes has De La Cruz down to the count. Infield plays back to turn 2 for the Yard Goats. Here's the 1-2. That one's line foul, back behind home plate. And the count will stay 1-2 to De La Cruz. Carlos Hughes reached base in 27 games, dating all the way back to May the 12th, hitting .289 over the 27-game on-base streak. Down to the count 1-2. The pitch, swing and a miss on an upstairs fastball, and De La Cruz is down on strikes. That's the second out of the inning for Johan Rojas. Third strikeout tonight for Hughes.
So the Phils have gotten the 2 across, but again, this is a spot where you got the bases loaded. You had a couple of your big men up in some spots here where they could have come through with something, but Dunn strikes out, De La Cruz strikes out, so now you're down to 2 outs.
Johan Rojas 2 for 6 this season with the bases loaded. 2 outs in the inning, first pitch. That's a line drive into left field. That's a base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes Roberts around third. Throw to the plates to the cutoff man. It's a 2-run single for Johan Rojas, and the Phillies extend their lead. It's 6-1.
And that's what I'm talking about. That's stepping up in a big moment when your team just needs that extra little boost. Again, if you don't score there, it's 4-1, you're still on top. But now the complexion of this game changes dramatically with that base hit by Rojas, and now it's a 6-1 game instead.
So here comes Nick Podkul. 2 outs in the inning, runners on first and second. Podkul's the 9th man to come to the plate this season for the Fightin' Phils. If he reaches, it'll be the 4th time this season that Reading has batted around in an inning, and the first time since at New Hampshire 13 days ago.
And with that, the Yard Goats will start to get some movement in the bullpen.
So here's Nick Podkul, first pitch. That gets the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1.
Hasn't been Nick Podkul's night tonight, but not because he hasn't hit the ball hard. He had a line drive back to pitcher's mound taken away from him, and a great play in the hole by Jack Blumgren to take a base hit away from him as well.
Next pitch is a ground ball towards third. Diving stop by Boswell at third. Throw across the diamond, pulls the first baseman Levine off the bag. That's going to be an infield hit for Nick Podkul, and the bases are loaded for Matthew Kroon.
I'll tell you what, if Boswell gets up and makes a great throw and throws Podkul out to take another base hit away from him, if I was Nick Podkul, I'd have just kept running right to the pool, because it just isn't your night. But it would have been a really tremendous play by Boswell to be able to get anything on that throw. That was way down the third baseline. Good play by him just to take what could have been extra base hit away from Podkul. Now the Phils have him loaded again.
So Reading bats around in the inning. Bases loaded for Matthew Kroon. Here's the pitch to him. Up and away for a ball, 1-0 to Kroon. Matt Kroon this year with bases loaded is 1 for 5. Has driven in 6 runs. Reading leads 6-1. They're looking for more. 1-0. Upstairs for a ball, 2-0. But how about the 3 balls off the bat from Nick Podkul today? 101, 107, 109. Or actually, I think 104 for the last one. Read my 4 and 9s confused that I wrote down in my book. Gotta think that expected average is probably well over 800 for that. 2-0. Big swing and a miss from Kroon. Helmet almost came flying off, and the count's 2-1.
Matthew said, well, if 1 is good, 2's got to be better. Might as well go for it all there.
Reading just 1 grand slam this year. It came on April 25th from Cam Cannon against Altoona. 2-1. That's a line drive in the right center field gap. It's down. It'll one-hop the wall. 1 run scores. Around third comes Rojas. Whole score. Getting the stop sign at third is Nick Podkul. It's a 2-run double for Matthew Kroon, and it's 8-1 Fightin' Phils.
Now, there haven't been a whole lot of these so far in this season, and this is far from over. But this team, as we've talked about time and time again, can hit and hit with anybody. And tonight, it's all coming together. And yeah, they had a home run in this one, but it was a solo home run, a 2-run home run by Ethan Wilson, and now a solo home run by Matthew Kroon. But they've done this by stringing together base hit, base hit, base hit.
Well, here comes Kristen Orfia, and Gabrielle Hughes' day has come to an end. It's an Alvernia University Golden Wolves call to the bullpen. Step into your future with the Alvernia University Golden Wolves. Back after this on the Phils Radio Network. Join us as we celebrate Reading's Spanish and Latino culture during 12 Friday home games this season. The Savage 61 Fiesta Fridays presented by Tito's Handmade Vodka, High Noon Sun Sips, Catay Law Offices, Suburban Brewing Company, Carl's Cards and Collectibles, Humane Pennsylvania, Star City Boxing, Apis Services, Supportive Concepts, and Affordable Home Care. Fiesta Friday features special Los Luchadores de Reading uniforms, Hispanic and Latino food and music, and other culture elements throughout the ballpark. Get your tickets now by calling 610-370-BALL, online at rphils.com or at the Customers Bank ticket office. To honor the 275th anniversary of Reading, the Phils will play as the Reading Keystones on all Thursdays and select Tuesdays in 2023. Tuesdays are brought to you by Coatesville VA Medical Center. Join us for 11 Keystone Throwback Thursdays thanks to Burke's Career and Technology Center, H&F Heating and Cooling, and Rip It Baseball Town Charities batting cages. Come celebrate the 275th anniversary of Reading and enjoy some great baseball on Throwback Thursdays in 2023. Get your tickets now by calling 610-370-BALL, online at rphils.com
or at the Customers Bank ticket office. Still the bottom of the fourth inning as the runs continue to pile on from the Fightin' Phils. 6 so far in the inning. And it brings a new arm in the mound, Bob, to Jacob Kostyshak.
Jacob Kostyshak, 25-year-old right-hander, originally from Missouri. He's a former teammate of Casey Martin's at Arkansas. He was a year ahead of Casey Martin. He was drafted by the Rockies in 2019, and Casey Martin drafted by the Phillies in 2020. Missed all of last year, did Kostyshak, and began this season at Spokane, made 9 appearances in high A Spokane. No record, 3.27 earned run average, 11 innings, 14 strikeouts, 2 walks, called up to Hartford on May the 16th.
Well, here is Casey Martin with men on second and third. First pitch to him's outside for a ball, 1-0.
Yeah, how about the irony of that the first guy he faces is his former teammate at Arkansas.
So 1-0 the count, runners on second and third, 2 outs. Fightin' Phils lead at 8-1, bottom of the fourth. Kostyshak works against Martin. Here's the pitch. Gets the outside corner for a called strike, 1-1.
Got to be a good feeling for Casey Martin to get that base hit his first time up, come around to score. Just relax him a little bit on his first day.
1 for 2 today, single and a run scored earlier this inning. 1-1. That's a line drive up the middle, hits off the bag. Diaz fields it awkwardly, low throw is not in time. And here's another run. Kroon will score. Heads up base running from Matthew Kroon. Podkul scored on the throw. Kroon never stopped. And Casey Martin, look at those wheels, beats it out again. It's a 2-run single for him, and it's 10-1.
Yep, I talked about it in the last at-bat, how fast he is. And the irony of all of that, again, as Jake said in the call, the ball actually hit second base, and it slowed it down. It allowed Eddie Diaz to make a play on it. But again, couldn't get a whole lot on the throw, and great base running by Matthew Kroon. Never stopped, and Tyler Henson just kept the wheels rolling and got him to score a 2-run infield single.
First pitch to Ethan Wilson is fouled back, so it's an 8-run inning for the Fightin' Phils. 6 was their previous high, which has not happened since April 25th against Altoona. So it's a new season high for runs in an inning for the Fightin' Phils, and they're still rolling. 0-1 to Wilson. That's slowing away for a ball, 1-1.
But Jake, we talked about this in the pregame show, but the guys in this lineup now, they got some guys in this team that can run. Rojas, Martin, Matthew Kroon, the guy to play, Ethan Wilson. All of them can run, and they can make some things happen on the base pass.
1-1 the count as Martin, big lead off first. Here's the pitch. Wilson fouls it back, counts 1-2. Also can close the line on Hughes. 3 2/3, 10 hits, 10 runs, all earned. 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. 83 pitches, 47 of them for strikes. So 1-2 the count, 2 outs to Ethan Wilson. 10-1, Fightin' Phils. Bottom half of the fourth inning as Casey Martin leads off first. Kostyshak deals. Outside and away for a ball, 2-2. Ethan Wilson is the 12th R-Phil to come to the plate this inning. Most batters in an inning for Reading this season. 2-2. Wilson fouls it back. All these guys are seeing the ball exceptionally well tonight.
Yeah, and this is what I like about it is something we talked about a little bit in the Binghamton series that I felt that this team was guilty of, and that's just not really doing what they're doing in this, and that's adding on and adding on and adding on. It's one thing to score 6 or 7 runs in a game to try to play catch up, but when you have a 2-1 lead, make it a 4-1 advantage and a 6-1 advantage.
2-2. Here's the pitch. Wilson just fisted foul to the left side out of play. 8 runs in the inning for the R-Phils. They've done it on 8 hits. Only outs this inning have been a pair of strikeouts. Both came from Gabriel Hughes. His line is officially closed. 2-2 the count to Ethan Wilson. Hughes deals. That one's hit in the air well out towards right. Veen's going back. That one is gone. Ethan Wilson, his second home run of the day. Let the train go. 12-1 Fightin' Phils. It's a 10-run inning. And Ethan Wilson, now he's got double-digit home runs. 10th of the year.
Just turned on it, got it up, and that was gone off the bat. Zach Veen, the right fielder, gave it a cursory turn and look, but Ethan Wilson, his second home run of the night, 4 RBIs now on the night for Ethan Wilson, and these are the bats that the Fightin' Phils have shown at times all year, and it's just been an eruption tonight.
Here's Oliver Dunn. So the last time Reading has scored 10 runs in an inning, April 17th, 2012, 13 years ago, 11 years ago. I don't know why I said 13. 11 years ago at Richmond, they scored 10 in the 6th inning of that game. So it took 11 years for the Phils to score 10 runs in an inning again. Now it's the 13th batter of the inning in Oliver Dunn. Here's the pitch. That one's lifted foul. Counts goes to 2-1.
This is the one guy that wants to be a part of the party right now is Oliver Dunn, who's obviously been a part of it all year long with a bat in his hand.
Dunn and De La Cruz, the only Phils to not have hits in the inning. 2-1. In tight, scurrying back goes Dunn. Counts 3-1. What an inning. 12-1. Reading has the lead. Nobody on base as Wilson just cleared it with a 2-run shot. 3-1. Dunn. Big swing and a miss. Count goes full. Not sure the exact time of the inning. I did not look at my watch when an inning started, but I'm sure it's close to a half hour by now. Nothing the pitch clock can do about it. 3-2. Outside ball 4, so the line will continue to move. Oliver Dunn works another walk. That's his team-leading 44th, ranks 3rd in the Eastern League in that category. And Cody Roberts will step in, the 14th batter of the inning for the Fightin' Phils.
And I guarantee you right now, Oliver Dunn breathes a sigh of relief. That's a situation that no batter ever wants to be in, to make 2 outs in an inning.
Here's Cody Roberts, first pitch to him. The ground ball chopped to short. Blomgren has it. He'll go to second, and they will get Dunn out in time. So 6-4 on the fielder's choice. All right, Bob, let's do some math here real quick. 10 runs in the inning for the Fightin' Phils. They did on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 hits. There were no errors. Nope. And leave 1 on base. So we'll go to the 5th. It's 12-1 Reading. We're back after this on the Phils Radio Network.
Join us as we celebrate Reading's Spanish and Latino culture during 12 Friday home games this season. The Savage 61 Fiesta Fridays presented by Tito's Handmade Vodka, High Noon Sun Sips, Catay Law Offices, Suburban Brewing Company, Carl's Cards and Collectibles, Humane Pennsylvania, Star City Boxing, Apis Services, Supportive Concepts, and Affordable Home Care. Fiesta Friday features special Los Luchadores de Reading uniforms, Hispanic and Latino food and music, and other culture elements throughout the ballpark. Get your tickets now by calling 610-370-BALL, online at rphils.com or at the Customers Bank ticket office. To honor the 275th anniversary of Reading, the Phils will play as the Reading Keystones on all Thursdays and select Tuesdays in 2023. Tuesdays are brought to you by Coatesville VA Medical Center. Join us for 11 Keystone Throwback Thursdays, thanks to Burke's Career and Technology Center, H&F Heating and Cooling, and Rip It Baseball Town Charities batting cages. Come celebrate the 275th anniversary of Reading and enjoy some great baseball on Throwback Thursdays in 2023. Get your tickets now by calling 610-370-BALL, online at rphils.com or at the Customers Bank ticket office.
Top of the 5th inning, and well, things have certainly been blown out of proportion by the Reading bats. They lead at 12-1 in the top half of the 5th after a 10-run inning from the Fightin' Phils bats, and Victor Vargas will return to the mound. First pitch into Brett Boswell is outside for a ball 1-0, and Bob, the only thing that raises any sort of concern from anything like that is how long Vargas sat for.
Correct. And so I think the Phils will get the bullpen ready to go just in case. I mean, I'm sure they'll be happy.
Next pitch is a strike, 1-1.
That Victor Vargas gives them 5 innings tonight. They'd be more than happy with that before the game started, to say that he gave them 5 solid innings tonight. But because of that time off, you got to be worried about it.
That one's fisted foul, 1-2.
Look, as a coach, that's what you do. You find things to worry about, like even if it's 12-1. Like, okay, what could possibly go wrong here? And you worry about that. Like how long like as you said at the tail end of the inning, that
that bottom half of the fourth inning was probably close to a half hour, which means that Victor Vargas had to sit in the dugout. I mean, I'm sure he enjoyed the show, but at the same time, he's been sitting idle for a while.
Next pitch is ground ball towards first. Podkul snares it with the backhand. Vargas covering. He'll get the flip and he'll tag it up for out number one, and that'll bring Eddie Diaz to the plate. Well, early returns look good.
Right, but let's not forget what Vargas has done so far. I mean, he's done a really good job against a team that can hit the ball. I mean, the numbers for Hartford in terms of batting average they're last in the Eastern League in terms of batting average. But we saw them, and Reading saw them in Hartford as well. They can put numbers up. They've got some thumpers in this lineup, and he's held them relatively quiet tonight.
So here comes Eddie Diaz, bats from the right side, one out in the top of the fifth. Here's the pitch. That one's upstairs for a ball. It is 1-0.
I mean, in his defense, I mean, even the run that Hartford has, they really shouldn't have. Pass ball, set up a position, got the run across.
1-0. Ground ball up the middle. Martin slides. He has it to his feet. Fires a strike. Gets in time. What a play from Casey Martin.
Well, we said this in the pregame show. The glove is there. The arm is there. The speed is there. The only question about Casey Martin would be, would he hit? Well, he's got 2 hits tonight, and his speed has a good reason why he's got those 2 hits. He beat out infield. That was a tremendous play to his left, slid on his knees to get it, and got up quickly and threw an absolute seed to Nick Podkul chest high.
Here comes Vladimir Restituyo. 0 for 2 so far tonight. Vargas kicks and deals. That's down the chute with an all-speed pitch for a called strike, 0-1.
Casey Martin's probably standing at shortstop going, dude, guys, what's been the problem all along? I mean, this looks pretty good.
Vargas up to 59 pitches tonight. The next pitch is flared out towards foul territory on the right side. It'll go out of play, 0-2. And look, Reading this year has hit very well against this Hartford team. They entered tonight hitting .324 against the Yard Goats, and they scored double-digit runs 3 times in a 6-game series at Hartford a little over a month ago. 0-2, swing and a miss. Struck him out. Cody Roberts will throw to Nick Podkul to complete the play, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. It's the second strikeout tonight for Victor Vargas, and that'll send things to the bottom of the fifth. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base for the Yard Goats. To the bottom of the fifth we go. 12-1 Fightins on the Phillies Radio Network.
For top-flight local jobs, go with who you know. JP Mascaro & Sons are a leading waste removal company. To meet today's employment and service demands, Mascaro is upgrading its already highly competitive employee wage and benefit package for drivers, collection crew helpers, and other positions. Call 888-MASCARO, M-A-S-C-A-R-O, for details. Work for an established local family business committed to its employees. Again, call 888-MASCARO today or apply online at www.jpmascaro.com.
Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre wooded campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers independence and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, and the peace of mind of having convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices from apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us for lunch and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 70 years of senior living.
ROG Orthodontics is the proud official partner of the ROG Orthodontics Fightin' Phil's Kids Club. Join today at Fightins.com to get your free ROG Orthodontics Kids Club t-shirt, and visit FantasticSmiles.com for more information on why ROG Orthodontics is voted #1 in Berks and Monco. ROG Orthodontics and the Fightin' Phil's, 2 great hometown partners.
Bottom half of the fifth inning, 12-1. Fightin' Phil's have the lead. New arm on the mound to get the top of the Fightins lineup. Bob, it's Mike Ruff.
Mike Ruff making his 12th appearance. He kind of lost his job in the starting rotation for the Yard Goats with the promotion of tonight's starter in Gabriel Hughes. So his 12th appearance, he made 8 starts for the Yard Goats.
First pitch to Madison Stokes, inside for a ball, 1-0.
And when I give you the numbers, you'll probably understand why he lost his job in the rotation. 0-3 with a 7.47 earned run average, 37 innings, 37.1 innings, 31 strikeouts, 21 walks. And this is good news for you, Jake. 8 home runs surrendered.
And there for a called strike, 1-1 to Stokes. Also, so we talked about 10 runs, the most Reading has scored in 11 years. That for Hartford was a season high in runs allowed in an inning so far this year, 1-1, down low for a ball, 2-1. And one shy of the franchise record, 11 runs allowed in an inning for the Yard Goats. 2-1. Outside for a ball, 3-1. Big thanks once again to the wonderful Jeff Dooley for that nugget.
There's something else we learned at the ribbon scoreboard, the inning by inning scoreboard in left field over the side auto group deck doesn't have double digits to it.
Next pitch is skied in the air towards shallow center from Stokes. Restituyo tracks in and makes the catch for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 5th. You know, looking at it now, it says 0 for the last inning for the Fightin' Phils.
Exactly. The store says 12-1, but the inning by inning says 2 runs in the second and no runs in the 4th.
Where's Carlos De La Cruz? He's the only RFO to not reach base tonight. And him, Dunn, and Stokes, the only ones to not have hits tonight. First pitch to De La Cruz, a slow roller foul towards the third base coach's box where our Phil's acting manager, Tyler Henson, will scoop it up and toss it to a lucky fan. De La Cruz currently riding a 27-game on-base streak. How tonight's going? Let's make that 28 here. 0-1. That one's crushed in the air out towards left, and Goodman will watch it fly over the Enersys Pub in left center field, and Carlos De La Cruz does make it 28 in a row, and it's 13-1 our Phils on his 12th home run of the season.
Off the bat, it was gone. As Jake said, it cleared the Enersys Power Alley Pub in left center field. 444 feet off the bat of Carlos De La Cruz. No doubt about it, blast.
Here comes Johan Rojas. 13-1. Our Phil's lead. So Rojas will dig in. De La Cruz was his 12th of the year. Always love when we can manifest a little something, Bob. First pitch to Rojas is down low for a ball, 1-0.
But yeah, at the same time, you kind of sense it. Like, he knows that he hasn't been a part of this as of yet. So it's almost like a free swing at this point in time in the game.
Here's the pitch. Rojas takes inside corner for a ball, 1-1. Strike, 1-1.
And as I said, Ruff has surrendered his fair share of home runs. That's now the 9th home run surrendered by Mike Ruff.
1-1. Rojas, big swing and a miss, fouls it back 1-2.
But if you don't think that the guys in the dugout know what they've been a part of so far tonight and what they haven't been a part of so far tonight, if in fact you're one of the guys who hasn't, they know.
Everyone has now reached base. Now it's just Stokes and Dunn yet to have a hit. They both walked so far tonight, 1-2. Rojas ground ball towards third. Backhanded by Boswell. He'll come to his feet, throw it low, and it's scooped awkwardly by Levine, but he does hold the bag. The first baseman does for out number 2. That'll bring Nick Podkol to the plate.
That is a great play by Grant Levine. He's really good at first base. Again, we got to see Hartford early on in the season, and he made a great play. I mean, Boswell made a nice stop on his backhand side again with Rojas running. He knows he's got to hurry. It was a low throw, but Levine actually moved his right foot off the bag and fielded it to his left side, which is kind of the opposite instincts of what a first baseman tries to do, which is kind of the other way around, and he made the adjustment and played that really well and got the out.
So first pitch to Nick Podkol was a ball, 1-0. Mike Ruff kicks and deals the next one. Podkol skies into the air out towards right center. Restituyo going back to the track, to the wall. He leaps, and it's gone! Into the Redner's Event Center. Nick Podkol goes deep. And the Phils lead it 14-1 on Nick Podkol's 7th home run of the season. Man, the ball's flying tonight for the Phils.
It sure is. Again, the wind does blow out to right field here on most nights, and it is about a 10 to 12 mile an hour wind tonight blowing out to right field. And Podkol just got it up there. He hit it well, but it got up there in the jet streams and just kept on sailing. The question was whether or not that, like Ethan Wilson's, was a line drive, was it high enough or not? Podkol's, was it deep enough to either go off the wall or over the railing, and it went over the railing for the home run.
Next pitch is to Matthew Kroon outside for a ball. Count is 1 and actually it was a called strike, 0-1. Here's the pitch. Kroon takes inside for a called strike, 0-2. Nothing in two outs to Matthew Kroon. 14-1. Our Phils have the lead over the Yard Goats. Here's the pitch. That's a ground ball chopped hard towards third. Boswell fields it above his head. Throws the first in time. And that will retire the side here in the fifth. But the Our Phils get 2 runs. 2 hits. Both were home runs. No errors and nobody left on base. We'll go to the sixth. 14-1 Our Phils. You're on the Reading Fightin' Phils Radio Network.
Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre wooded campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers independence and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs and the peace of mind of having convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices from apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us for lunch and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 70 years of senior living.
Our Phils fans can continue to expect great performances all season long on the Burke's Commercial Roofing stage. It's the home of great local talent, including the Our Phils mascot band. Burke's Commercial Roofing prides itself on being a locally owned and operated company that puts an emphasis on customer service. They provide free on-site estimates and can handle any size repair, restoration, or replacement. Visit burkscommercialroofing.com or call 610-717-3949 for more information. And don't forget to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show at the Burke's Commercial Roofing stage at America's Classic Ballpark.
To enjoy a perfectly crafted 1893 from the makers of Pepsi Cola, you must first appreciate its carefully selected ingredients. A dash of cola nut extract, a hint of real sugar, a splash of sparkling water, and a generous amount of attractive spokesperson. Trust me, I'm gorgeous. Cheers to 1893 boldly blended colas, a delicious balancing act of premium ingredients from the makers of Pepsi Cola.
Well, as you heard, the Philly Fanatic is in baseball town tonight doing one of his many classic skits. This time with the third base umpire tonight in Paul Romer. Looked like Paul was a good sport about it, too.
He was a good sport, but he obviously did not participate, as you would expect, as the Fanatic was doing his Rihanna imitation, as in the Rihanna halftime show.
First pitch to Grant Levine is inside for a ball 1-0. Rihanna wasn't this year, was she?
Yes. This was this year.
See, when the Eagles were in the Super Bowl 1-0, at the knees for a call strike 1-1, like, I just don't pay attention to the halftime show because I'm too worked up otherwhere to care. Grant Levine, the 2-man. Next pitch to him is down and in for a ball 2-1.
So when Paul Romer eventually left the Fanatic up alone, he turned to Casey Martin.
Here's the pitch. That one's fouled back 2-2. Casey Martin, who's having a stellar Double-A debut tonight, 2 hits already. Martin as well has a couple of runs scored, 2 RBI, stellar defensive plays up the middle. Welcome to baseball town, Casey Martin, the Arkansas Razorback. Give a little whoop pig suey to that.
How about that?
For how well he's playing tonight. 2-2 count, no outs to Grant Levine. Here's the pitch. That one skied in the air towards center, not hit hard. Rojas is there. He doesn't know where it is, and he adjusts at the last second and makes the catch. Falls on his back, does a little backwards somersault, holds it up and says, look what I found.
And here comes Ethan Wilson to congratulate him, but really more than likely tie. And I guarantee you right now, Carlos De La Cruz is all over him.
Yeah, just put the binoculars on. That the two of those guys love each other, so
gosh,
you know they're always on each other's case.
Absolutely.
Here's Hunter Goodman with 1 out in the 6th.
But in Yohan Rose's credit, again, he lost it. He lost the sight of it, but he regained sight of it. He found it. He didn't give up on it, ended up making a good catch on it.
Next pitch is up and in tight to the batter, Goodman, 1-0.
It is the worst feeling in the world for an outfielder when all of a sudden you lose sight of it and you have no idea where it is. If it's on top, if it's coming down on top of your head, or if it's behind you, where it is.
Next pitch is a ball. Count goes 2-0. Victor Vargas is at 58 pitches tonight. 2-0. That one is clobbered down the left field line. It's fair. It'll roll towards the corner. Ethan Wilson, though, an excellent job cutting it off and getting the throw in quickly. That'll hold Hunter Goodman to a single. That'll also snap a little spell of 4 straight retired by Victor Vargas.
Hunter Goodman's not going to set any land speed records with his foot speed, but that's a great play by Ethan Wilson, because with a lot of left fielders and with a lot of hitters, that could have been a double off the bat. But Ethan Wilson, even in a 14-1 lead, cut that off quickly and turned and pivot and threw a strike to Casey Martin to make sure he didn't get 2 out of it.
Next pitch is in there for a called strike, 0-1.
Those are the things you like to see. Just because it's 14-1 doesn't mean that you let down in terms of your fundamentals, and Ethan Wilson played that the right way.
0-1 the count here to Zach Veen. Pitch. Upstairs for a ball. Count goes 1-1.
It's like Adam Leverett begins to throw now in the Phil's bullpen.
As Victor Vargas.
They change it from last inning. They still don't have the pitch up on the board.
1-1. That's in tight for a ball. 2-1. Zach Veen 0 for 2 so far tonight. Ground out and a fly out. Bats here with Hunter Goodman leading off first. Pitch from Vargas. Up and away for a ball. 3-1. But you know, this is it for Vargas this inning. It's got to feel good for how he was tonight. You know, obviously has a huge lead, but still, regardless of that, he has been excellent so far tonight. And it's got to be a huge confidence boost for the young Victor Vargas. 3-1 is lifted foul towards our vantage point, but it'll shoot over the head. Head to the press box, and the count moves to 3-2.
Bean calls timeout. Hartford bullpen is quiet, which means you can expect that Mike Ruff, again, he was his starter, so it's certainly he's stretched out enough that he can give them some innings in a situation like this. You're not going to try to use up a whole lot of pitchers if you're Hartford, especially on game 1 of the 6-game series. So if you have a guy like Ruff who can give you 3-4 innings, and rather than use some arms up in the bullpen.
3-2 the count, 1 out to Zach Veen. Here's the pitch from Vargas. Ground ball hit sharply to second. Stokes gloves it, flips to Martin for 1. Throw to second from first is in time. And it's a 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. And that'll retire the side in the 6th. No runs on a hit. There were no errors and nobody left. Bottom of the 6th we go, 14-1 our Phils. Back after this on the Fightin' Phils Radio Network.
The Reading Fightin' Phillies are proud to partner with Berks County Mental Health and Disabilities Program. Together, we are striking out the stigma in order to raise community awareness about mental illness and suicide prevention with 3 simple words. Are you okay? The help is to begin a conversation to show Berks County that we care. Suicide hurts and affects everyone, but help is here. We will work together to help raise awareness about suicide and identify what we can do as a community to prevent it. People in need of assistance and support should call Crisis Intervention at 610-379-2007.
Spend some quality time with the family by taking them out to the ball game every Sunday home game at FirstEnergy Stadium. Sundays are Berks Packing Sunday Family Fun Days, presented by Golden Oaks Golf Club, PA Army National Guard, Culligan Water, Aspen Home Improvements, and Rip-It Baseball Town Charities batting cages. Get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 sodas for only $56 when purchased in advance. Join us for Berks Packing Sunday Family Fun Days at all Sunday home games all season long at FirstEnergy Stadium.
Looking for the place to have the ultimate family fun at the Fightin' Phil's game? Look no further than Capital Blue Cross Funland. Capital Blue Cross Funland features the most exciting games and entertainment at the ballpark, including speed pitch, mini golf, ring toss and peach basket toss, mascot autograph booth, a bounce house, and the incredible giant inflatable slide. Bring your family to all the fun at their next Our Phil's game at Capital Blue Cross Funland.
Bottom half of the 6th inning, 14-1. Our Phils still have the lead. Casey Martin will lead things off. Casey Martin, who was promoted to AA Reading from High A Jersey Shore last night, making his Fightin' Phil's debut. Here's the pitch. That one is sliced out of play foul, and the count is 1-1.
Yeah, the Clearwater Threshers, who were absolutely dominant in the first half. They already clinched the first half title in Florida State League.
And then a handful of Threshers made the move up to Jersey Shore yesterday. 1-1. Big swing and a miss, 1-2.
So those are some of the moves that we expected they'll be made, not just by the Phillies organization. It's what happens in minor league baseball. But as Jake said, 4 players moved up from the Threshers to Jersey Shore, and then Casey Martin moves up from Jersey Shore to here.
1-2 is fouled by Casey Martin.
Wouldn't expect that that'll be the last member of the Blue Claws who makes his way from the drive from Lakewood to Reading before this summer comes to an end.
Martin, who's 2 for 3 tonight, was a .280 hitter down at the Jersey Shore. 6 home runs, 21 RBI. And that's a pitch clock violation on Mike Ruff, so it's going to be ball number 2 to Casey Martin.
Not sure what that's all about, whether or not he just could get on the same page with Braxton Fulford as catcher.
Pitch. Swing and a miss from Martin. He's down on strikes. It's for a strikeout for Mike Ruff. Also, close the line on Jacob Kostyshak, a third of an inning, 2 hits, 2 runs, both earn a walk, no strikeouts, 17 pitches, 10 for strikes. The final line on Gabriel Hughes was 3 2/3, 10 hits, 10 runs, all earned, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, 83 pitches, 47 for strikes. Ethan Wilson digs in. First pitch to him is a curveball down the chute for a called strike 0-1.
Ethan Wilson's had a good week tonight.
Good week tonight. It's something about Hartford. Hit 480 against the Yard Goats the first week of May. Won Eastern League Player of the Week that week. 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
And I go back to that first at-bat with Gabriel Hughes, and he threw 2 fastballs, 2 rising fastballs to him that Ethan Wilson was way behind on, and then came with an off-speed pitch, and Wilson turned and crushed it for a 2-run home run.
0-2, swing and a miss, and Wilson is down on strikes. Back-to-back strikeouts from Mike Ruff, and that'll bring Oliver Dunn to the plate. So we were talking about on the pregame show earlier, Reading 13.5 games out of first place, 12 games to play. Mathematically cannot clinch a first-half title, and obviously, you know, we've known that's going to be the case for a good bit now, as Oliver Dunn digs in there for a called strike 0-1. But the real beauty of minor league baseball is that on June 25th, the final game of that series up at Portland next week, everything resets.
Yep.
They're 0-0 again. 0-1. Dunn takes it inside for a ball, 1-1.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We expect that there'll be some changes made in terms of guys moving up the chains, and then of course the Major League Baseball draft will come in, which will infuse more talent into the more players into the organization. So they'll want to move guys along to clear spaces for them as well.
1-1. Dunn shoots it foul, 1-2. But look, got 12 games left to go. Got a Hartford team this week and a really good Portland team next week on the road. No better time to start to, you know, get hot, get some confidence going into the second half. These games still very much matter. That pitch to Dunn is swung on a miss. He's down on strikes. And Mike Ruff strikes out the side here in the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. 2/3 the way home, Victor Vargas' day is done. And we'll step aside for a minute here on the Art-Phil's Radio Network.
Are you looking for a reliable food distributor to meet all your culinary needs? Look no further than our trusted team at Feaser's Food Distributors. For over 120 years, our products have been sourced from the best farms and suppliers, ensuring that you get the best ingredients for your restaurant or organization. From fresh produce to premium meats, Feaser's supplies everything but the appetite. Visit Feasers.com today to experience the difference in working with a top-tier, family-owned food distributor. Feaser's, your partner for success in the kitchen. Looking for a fast and hassle-free way to get your snacks and non-perishable groceries? Look no further than FeasersDirect.com. With just a few clicks, discover the convenience of having your culinary essentials ready for a pickup at our headquarters in Harrisburg.
Empowering communities one relationship at a time is our commitment at Tompkins. Our customers have thrived thanks to our focus on local lending and their commitment to the customers they serve.
They do a great job. Everything for us, from our banking, our insurance, to our wealth management.
Tompkins has always been there for us.
We see a long relationship with Tompkins. They're good people.
Tompkins, banking, insurance, wealth. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Investment and insurance products are not FDIC insured, not bank guaranteed, and may lose value.
Be the first to know everything about your Red and Fightin' Phils by signing up for the Baseball Town Insider email newsletter. Once you become a Baseball Town Insider, you will receive breaking news about Fightin's promotions, including giveaways and guest appearances, special events, exclusive offers, and discounts on tickets and merchandise, just for being a Baseball Town Insider. Visit Fightins.com to sign up for this free email newsletter. Baseball Town Insider. Stay in the loop and become a member today.
Top of the 7th, 14-1. Fightin Phillies have the lead after they were rarely left off the scoreboard in that last inning. Adam Leverett, the new arm for the Fightin Phillies. And Bob, 9 outs from a victory. Take us home from here.
I'll do my best. Braxton Fulford will lead it off the new arm in the Phil's mound. The Alberta University Golden Wolves call the bullpen, brings Adam Leverett in. Leverett's first pitch to Braxton Fulford is over for a called strike. Fulford 1 for 2, one of the 3 hits so far for the Yard Goats in this one. Walked and scored Hartford's lone run. A 1 pitch coming from Leverett. It is over to knees for a called strike 2. Leverett making his 17th appearance, 2 starts in those 17 appearances. 0-1 with a 4.68 earned run average. 25 innings pitched, 18 strikeouts, 9 walks. Phil's looking for the rare laugher here at FirstEnergy Stadium this year. They lead at 14-1. And this one a line drive right at Casey Martin for out number 1 here in the 7th.
Was it hard? 104 off the bat, but right to Martin, he makes a nice play.
So now we'll bring up Drew Romo. Romo, a switch hitter, catcher, just 21 years of age. Will turn 22 at the end of August. Drafted by the Rockies in the competitive balance draft of 2020, number 35 overall pick out of Woodlands High School in Texas. And the first pitch to him is a changeup and a good one, and Romo's way out in front. He's 1 for 2 on the night as well, also struck out in the other plate appearance. Coming in tonight's game at 223 after a good series against Somerset, where he was 6 for 15, including 3 doubles in that series. And the 0-1 pitch by Leverett is low and in. It's 1-1. Again, the defensive skills for Romo, no question about that. The question is whether or not he would hit. As he hits this one hard, but this one's right at Madison Stokes, who will take care of the play. To Nick Podko in plenty of time for out number 2 here in the 7th.
2 quick outs for Leverett. And how about the night from Victor Vargas? Huge round of applause to him. Goes 6 innings tonight. That's a season high for him. Gives up 3 hits, which is the second lowest he's allowed this year. 1 run. It was earn a walk and match the season high with 2 strikeouts. Not a strikeout guy. Pitches the contact, and when he's hitting his spots, he's going to be effective, and tonight was one of those nights.
I'll bring up Jack Blumgren. Yeah, you can look at this a couple ways. You can say, well, in this ballpark, the Phils have hit all these home runs, and well, guess what? Hartford's hitting in the same ballpark against a guy who pitches to contact, and he kept them from hitting the ball out of the ballpark, and this is a team that can do that in Hartford. So great job by Vargas to really put a clamp on Hartford so far in this one through 6 innings. 14-1 Phils on top as Jack Blumgren bats. He is 0 for 1, hit by a pitch and an infield pop-up, as Leverett has him in a 1-1 spot with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. And that may have hit him. He began his stride forward to hit the nub of the bat. Pete talking to the home plate umpire is not giving him and pointing to first base.
Kristen Orfia has not moved. He's now will take a step in, but not saying anything to the home plate umpire, Pete Talkington.
Talkington is turned out, and he's got his back towards the pitcher. As Blumgren was clearly arguing that the ball, in his mind, hit him, and Pete Talkington said nothing other than strike 2. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Blumgren. That one's in the dirt. Blumgren, this is just his 6th game since being called up to the Rockies. One of a couple starters in this game for Hartford who called up recently. This is his 6th game. Braxton Fulford, the catcher, this is his 9th game. As this one's lined into right field, and that's in for a base hit. So Blumgren, a 2-out single, 4th hit of the night for the Yard Goats, and that'll bring up Brett Boswell. And of course, the other recent call-up for the Yard Goats that was in tonight's game was the pitcher, Gabriel Hughes. The Phils rocked him around. 3 2/3 innings, 10 hits, 10 runs. As Brett Boswell will bat, he's 0 for 2 on the night. And a line drive at Casey Martin his first time up. And a ground ball to Nick Podko at first in his 2 plate appearances. Lumker takes his lead off at first. Boswell hitting at just 191. The runner takes off to second. Phils will not even bother. Pitches in the dirt. That'll be defensive indifference. With a 14-1 lead, if you want to steal second base, go for it. If you want to steal third base, go ahead.
If you're Leverett, you pay no mind to the runner in Blomgren.
1-0 now to Boswell. That's just off the outside corner for ball 2. It's 2-0. Both bullpens are quiet, so as we said, Ruff will probably try to eat some innings now for Hartford. Leverett comes to 2-0 pitch. That's fouled out of play. Now the count is 2-1.
Our Phils signed a pitcher to a minor league contract today, Jake Thompson. Not the same Jake Thompson from the Cole Hamels trade. Trust me, I was asked that question plenty today. But different Jake Thompson. Spent the early part of the year of Worcester, most of the Red Sox organization. See if they get him an opportunity to get an inning tonight. 2-1
pitch, hit hard and into right field for a base hit. That's going to, Carlos De La Cruz comes up throwing, and the runner slipped and fell, and Blomgren will have to go back to third base. I believe he slipped because they put the brakes on, and that's what forces him to go back to third. And so now runners at the corners and 2 outs.
Yeah, Kristen Orfia, big stop sign right away, and good thing he did. De La Cruz has strong arm out in right field, but I think Blomgren wanted to go, but he saw the stop sign, so kind of had to sputter the wheels as he was trying to hit the brake on the bike.
So 2 on and 2 out now, and Eddie Diaz will bat. Diaz walked and grounded out in his 2 plate appearances. He's the 9-hole hitter in the Hartford lineup. And this one way outside for a ball.
Speaking of bikes, about to be the 7th inning stretch time. I know our bikes kind of had a little injured list stint. See if it's back and healthy
maybe
today.
They can borrow the Philly Fanatics
ATV
and come in and do the 7th inning stretch song there. There's a curveball and a good one by Leverett. Now the count is even at 1-1. It's 4-wheeler, to be precise. That's what he likes to call it. It's 4-wheeler.
4-wheeler, the famous 4-wheeler.
Leverett now calls time.
I know we talked about Jeff Dooley a good bit tonight, the Hartford Yard Goats broadcaster. Walked by him tonight. He had Tommy Lasorda research on his computer, and I'm sure I know exactly what he was looking up with Tommy Lasorda with the Philly Fanatic being in town.
This one hit hard in the hole, knocked down by Matthew Kroon, and that's all he can do. He got a glove on it, but it didn't stick in there. Would have been a tough play anyhow, and that'll be a base hit and an RBI single for Eddie Diaz. That makes it 14-2.
Yeah, I mean, made it a tough play for Kroon, and tried to play it on the short hop, but wasn't able to get to it.
Yeah, it's one of those plays where it either sticks in your glove or it doesn't, and for Matthew Kroon, it just didn't stick in the glove, and so once that happened, then it's going to be a base hit. As Restituyo now will bat. Vladimir Restituyo hit the ball hard. First pitch that Victor Vargas threw in tonight's game. He hit it hard, but Ethan Wilson tracked it down at the fence in left center field. Otherwise, pop up in the infield and a strikeout. The first pitch from Leverett to Restituyo is a curveball. It's way outside, and Restituyo chases after it. So he's behind now, no balls and a strike. Top of the order hitter for the Yard Goats through most of this season. This one back through the box, but right there is Madison Stokes, and he'll make the tag at second base all by his lonesome for the 3rd and final out of the 7th. The Goats put a run across. They do it on 3 hits. It's 7th inning stretch time at FirstEnergy Stadium. The Reading Fightin' Phils 14, Hartford Yard Goats 2.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils.
International Fireworks is the official fireworks provider of the Phils. International Fireworks shoots every fireworks show throughout the season, including 8 Mega Blast fireworks shows. International Fireworks also provides the pregame fireworks after the national anthem at each game. International Fireworks has a nearby retail store in Douglasville, Pennsylvania, where you can purchase all of your fireworks. Visit fireworksrus.com for more information about the International Fireworks retail store in Douglasville. Thanks again to International Fireworks, the official fireworks provider of the R-Phillies.
There's a weekend in July where the baseball world revolves around a village in upstate New York. Baseball Hall of Fame induction weekend in Cooperstown is an unforgettable experience filled with family-friendly activities and priceless moments. Make your plans today for July 21st through the 24th for the induction of Fred McGriff and Scott Rowland as the class of 2023. Visit baseballhall.org today for the entire schedule. See you in Cooperstown, where the journey becomes legend.
If you've been injured in a motor vehicle accident, get justice. Call Swartz Culleton PC, 1-800-JUSTICE today. Bottom half of the 7th inning. And the Fightin' Phils will send Cody Roberts up to face Mike Ruff now in his 3rd inning of work for the Yard Goats. Roberts, Madison Stokes, and Carlos De La Cruz due up for the Phils here in the bottom of the 7th. They lead 14-2. Cody Roberts fists this one into shallow left field. Hunter Goodman will come in and he'll make the catch for out number 1. Cody Roberts with a couple hits so far on the night. He is retired here for the first out in the 7th, and that'll flip the lineup around to the top of the order, and Madison Stokes. Stokes was right in the middle of the big inning for the Phils in the 4th when Reading put 10 across. He walked and scored a run in that inning. Only time he's been on base tonight, actually not the only time on base, he's walked twice in this game. A couple of flyouts to go along with it. First pitch for Mike Ruff is over for a called strike. Max Coons up and throwing in the Phils bullpen. A 1 pitch coming from Ruff. It's way up high, ball 1.
And at this point, Ruff, like you said, was a starter. Kind of bumped the bullpen with Gabriel Hughes up now. Just looking for someone to eat innings. Got a long week ahead of you. Same thing for Reading. Like, you don't want to burn too many arms in a game where you're up 14-2.
Stokes fouls this one out of play. Tomorrow night, Tyler Phillips faces Case Williams. And the matchup in game 2 of this series. McAble will go on Thursday for the Fightins. Griff McGarry scheduled to go on Friday night. 1-2 pitch to Madison Stokes is outside for a ball. It's 2-2. Carlos De La Cruz in the on-deck circle for the Fightins. This one's low again, and now the count is full to Stokes.
It's felt like every game for the last few weeks at home has been dramatic and down to the wire. This game's far from over. I'm going to knock on wood before I say this, but it'd be nice if we can just get a ho-hum game that finishes here strong.
And there's a swing and a miss to Madison Stokes. He's a strikeout victim. That's the 4th strikeout now for Ruff since coming into this game. 2 down to here in the 7th, and I'll bring up Carlos De La Cruz.
Look, if anything, Ruff's looked pretty good tonight.
Yeah.
Got to give him credit.
Yeah, it's not an easy spot for a pitcher where you're kind of in there just, as Jake said, to eat innings, but he's doing his job. He's getting batters out. De La Cruz with a blast his last time up for his lone hit of the night. He's 1 for 4. Home run number 12 on the season, number 31 in the RBI column as well.
Had to bring that one up.
Ethan Wilson now the leader with his 4 RBIs tonight. A big swing and a foul tip that time for De La Cruz. One of 4 home runs tonight for the Phils? Or am I missing one? No, one of 5 home runs tonight by the Phils. Wilson's hit 2 of them. 1-1 pitch coming from Ruff. Popped into the right side, and it will bounce off the top of the Savage 61 dugout suite. Not too far away from where the Philly Fanatic is doing his thing on top of the Reading Phillies dugout. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tap down the third base line, and a fair ball, and it will roll all the way into the Hartford Yard Goats bullpen. De La Cruz didn't think it got down the line. He just kept on running down the first base line, so he'll get a single out of it. I think Carlos thought somebody stopped it, didn't realize it had gone past Boswell, and just kept running straight ahead as if he had a single.
I think he may have thought it was a foul ball.
He may,
I think that may have been the case, which, you know, the one thing is, usually on foul balls, the ump yells foul ball, fair ball, sometimes they'll just point.
Right. But to his credit, he did the right thing. He kept on running. He just could have gotten a double out of it, and he'll have to settle for a single instead, but it is a base hit. And I'll bring up Johan Rojas. Rojas with a couple more hits tonight. A triple and a 2-run single in 4 plate appearances. Pickoff attempt that De La Cruz barely had a step off the bag. Carlos De La Cruz is not going to steal a base in a 14-2 game. So I'm not quite sure why Mike Ruff made that pickoff attempt. De La Cruz basically just had to lean over and step back on the bag. Chopper back through the box and behind second base. Diaz long throw, not going to be in time. Hit number 3 on the night for Johan Rojas.
And Johan Rojas is rolling right now. He hit 423 last week. He's 471 this year against Hartford and ranks 5th in the Eastern League in hitting. I'm sure that number is going to go up. I'm sure a lot of these guys' numbers are going to go up tonight.
He's also among the leaders in hits as well. That's his 3rd hit of the night. That gives him 71. He is 7 off the lead coming into tonight's game, but 3 hits tonight for Johan Rojas. Now 2 on and 2 outs for Nick Podko. Podko's got a couple of hits, and he had a couple of hits taken away from him. A little bit better luck. Nick Podko will be 4 for 4 as he stands in. Instead, he's 2 for 4 with a single and a run scored and a home run onto the balcony of the Redners Event Center his last time up. Podko batting in the cleanup spot tonight. And the 0-1 pitch is a bit low, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, as the wise person who wrote the Art-Phil's game notes wrote, as one of their headlines, Rojas rolling. I think that person might be correct.
He's so smart, that guy. I tell you. This one is way up high, and it's 2-1.
Phillies start soon, 9:40, I believe. Yeah. JT Realmuto hit for the cycle last night, so
that?
we can finally stop talking about David Bell every time a guy comes close. It was 2004. 19 years since the last Philly had a cycle.
2-1 pitch coming from Podko's way up and in. It's 3-1. Yeah, JT Realmuto hit for the cycle and almost got in a fight in the same night. Torrey Lavulo.
Yeah, Matt Strom came inside.
The Arizona manager decided after Mike Strom hit a player for Arizona that he wanted to fight JT Realmuto over. 3 balls and a strike now to Podko. Fouls it back, and the count is full.
Yeah, I had the NBA Finals on like the main TV, and then I have like a little smart TV that I put right to the next of our main TV. Mostly just to watch the Art-Phil's games when they're on the road. But I kind of glanced there. I'm like, oh my gosh, the bench just cleared in Arizona. What happened?
Nothing really happened, but Torrey Lavulo made something out of it, and he eventually got ejected. So the runners on the bases will now be moving. 3 balls and 2 strikes, 2 down in the inning for Nick Podko. And he fouls it straight back. That'll be a souvenir. Phils and Yard Goats are going to go after each other right up until Sunday, Father's Day here at FirstEnergy Stadium. Lots of great things happen at the stadium all throughout the week. We'll tell you about that more as we go, as Podko drives this one down the third baseline. Fair or foul, and it's going to be a foul ball as it bounces off the awning on the deck head bar and grill.
Obliterated it, 103 off the bat. I think every ball Podko's put in play tonight, I think may have been over 100 miles per hour.
He hasn't had a cheapie in terms of contact so far. And a line drive right back through the box at the starting pitcher Gabriel Hughes, snared out of the air, took a hit away from him. And he had one down to third base, down in the hole at short that Blumgren took a base hit away from him.
Should be 4 for 4 tonight.
Correct. And he has a hit and a home run. 3-2 pitch. They're going to go back to De La Cruz. It was a bluff by Ruff.
Nobody was covering the bag. It's like when a quarterback pump fakes, but he's already over the line of scrimmage.
Right. Because Eddie Diaz didn't move the second baseman. 3-2. Ripped hard and hooked foul again. And into the Yard Goat bullpen, which is quiet, other than for the scrambling, looking to get out of the way of the foul ball. And Max Coons up and appears to be loose in the Phil's bullpen. We assume that he'll get the 8th after Adam Leverett got the 7th. Victor Vargas got the start tonight, pitched exceptionally well for the Phils through 6 innings. A run and 3 hits. 3-2 pitch. Hit the one towards third. Boswell, the third baseman, will make the long play to first in plenty of time, and that'll do it for the Phils in the 7th. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left, 7 in the books. Fightin's 14, Yard Goats 2.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz-Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz-Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz-Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that'll bring your baseball memories to life. Connect with events that have shaped and changed the game and our country. Our stories to tell, your memories to share. Plan your visit today at baseballhall.org.
The Reading Fightin' Phil's birthday package is the best way to celebrate a birthday. Whether you're a youngster or an adult, there's no better birthday than a Fightin' Phil's birthday. The Fightin' Fan birthday package is customizable for fans of any age and starts at just $130. Base packages include 10 general admission tickets to a Fightin's home game, an autographed baseball, and a VIP reserved parking spot. Fans can also add a wide variety of experiences and options to make sure your favorite Fightin's fan's birthday is a grand slam.
We head to the 8th. New pitcher for the Phils out of the Alvernia University Golden Wolves. Bullpen comes right-hander Max Coons. Coons will face 2, 3, and 4 in the Yard Goat lineup. That's Grant Levine, Hunter Goodman, and Zach Veen. So for Adam Leverett, an inning, 2 hits, a run. It was unearned, no walks, no strikeouts. 14-2 Phils as the Goats bat here in the 8th. And the first pitch to Grant Levine, swings and fouls it down into the third base grandstands. Levine 0 for 3 on the night. A couple of flyouts and a ground out as we speak. One of 3 lefties in the lineup for Hartford tonight, along with switch hitter Drew Romo. Again, there is only one left-handed pitcher in the rotation for Reading, and that's reliever Keelan Kilgore. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, and a good one. An off-speed pitch there from Coons, and Levine way out in front of it. Coons making his 18th appearance for the Phils, 1-2 with a 9.37 earned run average. And this one's in the dirt, kind of a tale of 2 seasons so far for Max Coons. Started out great, was the Phils closer early on, picked up 3 saves early on, and then kind of lost that role. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, D-Reich 3, and a 97-mile-an-hour fastball that blows away Grant Levine.
Max Coons certainly has the stuff to be a very good pitcher at a high level, and he's got a heck of a story. Was playing, independent league baseball after, released by the Mets a handful of years back post-COVID, and he signed with the Phillies, and he had a strong start to the year. But look, he's a guy that, if he can throw strikes, he can be very good.
Hunter Goodman swings and fouls it straight back on the 96-mile-an-hour fastball. That was the problem for Max. He just kind of lost the control a little bit, and walks got him in some trouble. In his 17 appearances coming into this, 16 to third innings, 25 strikeouts and 17 walks. 0-1 pitch to Hunter Goodman. Goodman 1 for 3 on the night with a single. The Phils will be more than happy to see Hunter Goodman hit singles as much as he wants over the course of this series. The way he has beat up on Phillies pitching overall in this season. 17 home runs on the year. He hits this one high and hooking foul. And actually over the third base grandstand. So Coons in a 1 ball and 2 strike advantage now on Hunter Goodman. Goodman at 239 on the season as he stepped into tonight's game after a 3 for 16 series against Somerset. This one's way up high. It's 2-2. Max told us that story about his adventures over the last couple of years in independent baseball in our pregame conversation a couple weeks ago. Great story. This is a high chopper to Casey Martin. He fields it off the big hop, and he'll have an easy play as a result to first base in time for out number 2. So I'll bring up Zach Veen. Veen 0 for 3 on the day. It's interesting to see Zach Veen batting in the cleanup spot with, again, the thumpers that are on this Hartford team. Veen, 6'4", 190-pounder. Not a whole lot of power in his approach, but great speed. He struggled to get it going so far. 2-11 on the year coming in, and now 0 for 3 tonight. First pitch from Coons is a fastball. It's there on the inside corner for a called strike. Veen, when he gets on base, is a dangerous one. He's 22 for 23 in stolen bases. Big swing here and no contact. It's no balls and 2 strikes now to Zach Veen. Last year at High A Spokane, he did hit 11 home runs, 269, 11 home runs, and 60 RBIs. He had 50 stolen bases last year at Spokane before getting a call up to Hartford. Played the final 34 games with the Yard Goats a season ago. 0-2 pitch, just a bit low. Coons thought it was a strike. It's not. It's ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Top half of the 8th inning, 2 down for the Hartford Yard Goats. Phillies with a 10 spot in the 4th, the difference on the scoreboard. 14-2 Reading on top as Coons misses with another one low, and it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. This one tapped towards the right side. Podko with a nice backhanded stop. Flip to Coons covering, and they're going to say that Veen is safe at first. The Phils do not think so.
That was certainly a close play.
It's a great play by Podko, and he had to make the timing throw to Max Coons. And if it weren't 14-2, I think you'd get a whole lot more of a vehement argument from Tyler Henson.
Yeah, it's one of those where you say, all right, well, umpire missed it, but move on and move forward.
Again, you do not have the benefit of replay in minor league baseball. So that'll be a base hit for Veen with 2 outs. That'll bring up Braxton Fulford. Fulford 1 for 3 tonight. Scored 1 of the 2 runs for Hartford. The first pitch from Coons is a bit low for a ball. Great play by Podko, ranging far to his right for the backhand stop, and then having to make the throw to Coons, and he made a good throw at that. This one's way outside. Now it's 2-0. And when Coons was missing and getting through some wild stints, that's where he was missing. He was missing very wild outside to right-handed hitters. Runner takes off. Veen will take off and go to second, but that'll be defensive indifference as well. So he's now at second base, and the pitch to Fulford was also out of the strike zone. Now it's 3-0. That's there for a strike. It's 3-1. Fulford, 24 years of age. Jake said played his college baseball at Texas Tech. This one's inside. He's a base runner for the 2nd time on the base on balls. So I'll bring up Drew Romo. 2 on, and now a conversation from Cody Roberts. And honestly, Jake, I think that has a lot to do. I think Max Coons was a little upset over that play at first base.
Yeah, just the veteran catcher going out there, just settle down his pitcher. You got 2 outs, got a 12-run lead. Just get out there and throw strikes. And I say that because of the next 3 pitches he missed, where he just kind of seemed to lose his release point. Sometimes you just have to forget things sometimes when you're on the mound and kind of refocus. Again, got a big lead on the board. Your job is to throw strikes here as Drew Romo steps in. Romo 1 for 3 on the night with a base hit. 2 on, 2 out. First pitch inside for a ball. And again, he misses inside. And that's that spot. Outside
way outside corner to right-handers or way inside on a left-handed hitters, and that's where Coons kind of loses that release point at times and hangs on to the ball a little bit too long. He misses again, and now it's 3-0. So cruising through 3 batters, and all of a sudden he falls behind Braxton Fulford 3-0, and it'll walks him on 5 pitches, and now he's behind Romo 3-0. And get me over a fastball does just that. It's 3-1. Way inside again, ball 4. So back-to-back walks now, and now the bases are loaded for the Yard Goats. Now bring up Jack Blumgren.
No action in the Reading bullpen. Matt Sealinger did jog out there, so we'll see if he starts to get loose and throwing here eventually.
And we're getting a visit from Brad Burgesson. And to your point, Phils are thinking that Coons is in command. First gets the first 2 batters and almost gets the third, and then all of a sudden he loses it. So even if they do get somebody up, they're not going to be warmed up in time to get him out. So Max Coons has to get himself out of this jam right now by himself. As Jack Blumgren will bat. Blumgren's been on base twice tonight, hit by a pitch and singled, and scored one of the 2 runs for the Yard Goats. Phils with 2 in the second, 10 in the fourth to break this thing open at 10-1. Excuse me, at 12-1. Then 2 more in the fifth, made it 14-1. The Goats got one back in the top of the 7th. That's where we stand, 14-2. Reading on top. Not that there hasn't been fireworks on this one, but there'll be fireworks on Thursday night and Friday night of this series. Mega Blast fireworks Saturday night, biggest in stadium history since last Saturday night, bigger than even that Mega Blast fireworks. First pitch, Blumgren swings at it, fouls it away. Also be some visitors to FirstEnergy Stadium on Saturday night. So tribute to Penn State University and Penn State football. Nick Singleton, Joey Schlaffer, Javen Williams will be here. Nick Singleton signing some pictures. Javen Williams, Joey Schlaffer signing some autographs before the game. Come on out, pay tribute to Penn State football with 3 Berks County products who will be a part of the Penn State football team come September. 1 ball and 1 strike now to Jack Blumgren. This one tapped, fouled on the third baseline. Now it's 1-2. And of course, Sunday is Father's Day. Men receive a bucket hat. Great tickets remain for all our Phils games. 610-370-BALL, or order them online at ourphils.com. Looks like Brett Schultz now begins to toss in the Phils bullpen. Without getting loose, preferably for the 9th. This one's in the dirt. Now it's 2-2 to Blumgren. Bases loaded, 2 down, top half of the 8th inning. 7-hole hitter Jack Blumgren bats with a 2-2 count. This one fisted behind second base. Casey Martin will range out and make the catch in shallow left field for the 3rd and final out of the 8th inning. For the Goats in the 8th, no runs, 1 hit, 3 left, 7.5 complete. It remains Reading 14, Hartford 2.
Baseball fans, introducing Bally Live, the only app where minor league baseball fans can score major rewards. When you stream your favorite teams live, you'll score rewards. When you chat with friends during a watch party, you'll score rewards. And when you test your skills at trivia, you'll score rewards. Being a fan of minor leagues has never been so rewarding. So what are you waiting for? Download Bally Live for free from the app or Play Store and start scoring rewards today.
Berks Immunization Coalition works to provide leadership and education in promoting age-appropriate immunization across the lifespan for all residents of Berks County. This is a coalition comprised of local physicians, nurse practitioners, school nurses, immunization coordinators, immunization advocates, and pharmaceutical representatives working to encourage continuity of immunization through medical resources. They focus on educating both the community and the providers. For more information, please visit www.immunizedpa.org and click Local Coalitions.
Baseball Town Charities is a nonprofit 501c3 charitable organization founded to keep baseball alive in Reading. Youngsters can benefit from the many life lessons the game can offer. Baseball Town Charities currently supports kids and adults with mental and physical disabilities through the Baseball Dream League. Baseball Town Charities also supports inner-city baseball development through the Rip It for Life program, which provides growth both on and off the baseball field. For more information, please visit.
The Alberta University Golden Wolves called to the bullpen. We'll bring in a new arm for the Hartford Yard Goats. Right-hander Blake Goldsberry now will take over as the Phils come to the plate here in the bottom half of inning number 8.
And obviously, for Goldsberry at this point, the goal is just to keep it where it's at. 14th appearance, 2-1, a 5.50 ERA for Goldsberry.
First pit batter to face him is Matthew Kroon, who's had a big night tonight. Walked and scored. Solo home run and a 2-run double. Also ground out the third in 4 plate appearances, so 2 for 3 officially. This one's up high after swinging and missing at the first pitch. So 1-1 to Matthew Kroon. 3 RBIs to go along with his 3 runs scored to date as he bats here in the 8th. Takes this one outside, and it's now 2 balls and 1 strike. Goldsberry, a Colorado native, hit at the University of Kansas. And that one's over for a called strike. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Matthew Kroon. Casey Martin in the on-deck circle. Ethan Wilson, the third man, due up for the Phils here in the 8th. Pitch is outside for a ball. It's 3-2. Matthew Kroon played his college baseball at Oklahoma State. Goldsberry played at Kansas, so they very well may have faced one another during college baseball days. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Kroon. Wrist reaches out and fouls that one out of play just to protect the plate. It's count of 3 balls and 2 strikes. It remains. Established in 1928, the Manor Golf Club is one of the oldest public courses in eastern Pennsylvania, located conveniently between Philadelphia, Lancaster, and Allentown in Sinking Spring. The Manor Golf Club offers a true test of golf on a traditional championship-style golf course. Shot making takes precedence over length. Visit themanorgolfclub.com for more information. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Matthew Kroon is retired with 1 out here in the 8th. I'll bring up Casey Martin, again making his Reading Fightin Phil's debut tonight after being called up from the Jersey Shore Blue Claws. And he's been a part of all of it tonight. Shown the Fightin Phil's fans a little bit of the skill set that he has. 2 for 2 on the night, a couple RBIs, scored a couple runs, made a couple of nice plays defensively as well, and showed off his wheels. Those are all part of what Casey Martin brings to the table. First pitch to him is a ball. Goldsberry winds and delivers the 1-0 pitch. That's over in the outside corner. It's 1-1. Last year at Jersey Shore, in 110 games, Casey Martin hit a .181. This year, through 52 games, he was hitting .280. 100 points high, 99 points higher, if you want to be precise. And thus the promotion here to Reading. And now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Way up high, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Strikeout's a big part of it. Last year, he struck out 101 times, 25% of his at-bats. This year so far, it's up to 28%. He swings and misses at that one, and that'll be the second time in a row that Casey Martin is retired on strikes. 2 strikeouts in a row now for Goldsberry since coming on here in the 8th.
Still, nonetheless, a good debut for him. I mean, the defense is remarkable at shortstop.
Made some really good plays, including a great play in the hole where he sprang up and still made a great throw and plenty of time to get the runner. As Ethan Wilson will bat, huge night for Ethan Wilson. First pitch to him is inside for a ball. 2 2-run home runs and a base hit. He scored 3 runs. So 4 RBIs in a night for Ethan Wilson. 1-0 pitch to him is fouled out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Home runs number 9 and 10 on the year now for Wilson. He becomes the second R-Phil in the double-digit category in home runs. Carlos De La Cruz with 1 tonight. He's got 12. 1-1 pitch, way inside, spins him off the plate. It's 2-1 now. Brett Schultz seems to have gotten himself loose in the bullpen as he takes a breather. Tapped towards second, Eddie Diaz will wait for it, and he'll make the play, and that will do it for the Phils as they go quietly here in the 8th. 1-2-3 goes Reading, and we will head to the 9th. I might as well say it, it's winning time for the Phils. All they need to do is get 3 outs, and they'll take home the W. They lead at 14-2.
Baseball fans, introducing Bally Live, the only app where minor league baseball fans can score major rewards. When you stream your favorite teams live, you'll score rewards. When you chat with friends during a watch party, you'll score rewards. And when you test your skills at trivia, you'll score rewards. Being a fan of minor leagues has never been so rewarding. So what are you waiting for? Download Bally Live for free from the app or Play Store and start scoring rewards today.
Berk's Immunization Coalition works to provide leadership and education in promoting age-appropriate immunization across the lifespan for all residents of Berks County. This is a coalition comprised of local physicians, nurse practitioners, school nurses, immunization coordinators, immunization advocates, and pharmaceutical representatives working to encourage continuity of immunization through medical resources. They focus on educating both the community and the providers. For more information, please visit www.immunizeba.org and click Local Coalitions.
Baseball Town Charities is a nonprofit 501c3.
Correction on the man in the bullpen. It was not 58 Brett Schultz. It was 57 Tyler McKay who was warming up. So the Alberta University Golden Wolves call the bullpen. Will bring Tyler McKay in here for the Phils to get the final 3 outs in this top half of the 9th inning. Clean Eats, located at 1665 State Hill Road in Wyomissing, is a healthy food restaurant that offers a variety of delicious and affordable options for their customers. Dine-in cafe menu includes burgers, wraps, flatbreads, melts, build-your-own bowls, smoothies, and more. They also provide a weekly meal plan service with a new menu going up live on their website every Tuesday. Place your order online, pick up your meals at Clean Eats in Wyomissing, and take them home and just heat and eat. Clean Eats in Wyomissing, grab-and-go meals, protein smoothies, healthy snacks, and catering for all occasions. Clean Eats is a proud 2023 Fightin' Phil's team feed partner. So Tyler McKay will come on to pitch here in the 9th for the Fightins, who lead it 14-2. Brett Boswell will lead it off for Hartford here in the 9th. And tomorrow, 7 o'clock is game time. The Tompkins Plaza opens up at 5 o'clock tomorrow, as Tyler Phillips will get the ball for Reading. Case Williams will get the ball for the Yard Goats. Brett Boswell in the night, 1 for 3. And Tyler McKay falls behind him 2-0 and misses with another, and it's 3-0. Victor Vargas went 6 excellent innings tonight for Reading. Adam Leverett pitched the 7th, Max Coons the 8th, and now here's McKay for the 9th. And swinging 3-0, Boswell lifts one into shallow left field. Ethan Wilson comes in and makes the catch for an easy out number 1. So that's 1 down here in the 9th. We got a guy who's hitting 190 on the season coming in. Faces a new hitter, new pitcher, and Tyler McKay, who throws 3 straight pitches out of the bullpen out of the strike zone, and you swing at 3-0 and hit a weak fly ball to left. That'll bring up Eddie Diaz, and he's 0 for 2. Originally, we thought that Diaz and his ground ball in the infield was a base hit, but they ruled that an error, so the run against Leverett was an unearned run off the bat of Diaz. It takes what we thought was an RBI. Here's an excuse me swing that will roll it to Nick Podkol, who will take the play by himself, and that's 2 quick ones here now in the 9th for the Phils. And that'll bring up the top of the order. Vladimir Restituyo will bat here for Hartford. Leadoff hitter 0 for 4 on the night. Is the last chance for the Goats here in this one. Swings at the first pitch and bounces it foul and into the Hartford dugout. Swings and misses at this one. Good off-speed pitch by McKay. Had Restituyo way out in front of it. And now, Fightin faithful here at FirstEnergy Stadium will rise, looking and cheering for the final out strike and the final out of the night. And Restituyo will make them wait a little bit longer as again he beats one foul down the third baseline. Restituyo at 280 coming in. Turned himself into a nice prospect for the Rockies with his season to date. And that just misses, and it's 1-2. Good take there by Restituyo. And he beats another one foul off his foot. The count remains 1-2 strikes. I think a lot of people in the Colorado Rockies organization might have thought that Zach Bean would be the everyday center fielder for Hartford this year, but Restituyo has proven to be a solid center fielder. As he rips this one down the third base line and just foul. Just landed foul down that third base line, and Restituyo, who could run, was off and was going to get 2 and maybe even 3 out of it, depending how quickly Ethan Wilson could corral it. But ultimately, Wilson will return to left field, and Restituyo will come back to the plate, and the count remains 1-2. Restituyo has done a nice job in center field. Bean has become a corner outfielder instead. And Restituyo has found a place for himself at the top of the Yard Goats lineup. 1-2 strikes from McKay. Hit hard, but right on a hop to Matthew Kroon across the diamond, and that will do it as Hartford goes 1-2-3 here in the ninth. And for the first time in front of the home fans, the Fightins win themselves an easy one. For Hartford in the ninth, no runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. And the Reading Fightin Phils will take home the victory tonight. The final score, Reading 14, Hartford 2. Take a timeout, back with the post-game show from America's Classic Ballpark right after this.
Unlike any other area in FirstEnergy Stadium, the Savage 61 dugout suite puts you in the closest seat to the action on the field. Located just a few feet from the diamond on the first base side with covered seating, abilities to motion accessible seating, and the most unique view around. Your group will thank you over and over again for this one-of-a-kind experience. Tickets for the dugout suite start at $27 and include options to add food and drink
in Altoona Thursday. Meet with an RFL's player or coach, then head to
the ProMax Fence Systems Foul Porch is an exclusive group experience. Located in our left field corner, groups of 20 to 30 people are treated to 2.5 hours of all-you-can-eat buffet and drinks. A festive atmosphere with a bird's-eye view of the visiting bullpen. Regular season tickets are $34 for groups of 20 or more. Call us today at 610-370-BALL.
You can add a delicious all-you-can-eat buffet to any Reading Fightin Phils game ticket for only $21. The Penn State Health St. Joseph's 67 Club is the original hospitality area at FirstEnergy Stadium. Conveniently located along the third base side, the 67 Club gives you a front row seat to all the action at the hot corner. Call the Fightin. The area is safely protected from line drives with a large see-through net. Order online at rphils.com. Starting at $34 or visit 20 or more bank and enjoy a 2.5-hour all-you-can-eat buffet. Children 4 and under are free. Visit rphils.com or call us at 610-370-BALL to reserve your group outing today.
So a big night tonight for the Bats and a good night tonight for the pitching staff as well. Victor Vargas, cannot forget the effort that he turned in tonight as the starter for the Phils. When it's all said and done, the people will point to the run production for Reading, and it was prolific as the Fightin Phils won this by a final score of 14-2. But Victor Vargas gave them an outstanding effort along the way, pitching 6 innings and surrendering just 3 hits to the Yard Goats, and he also only walked 1. So an outstanding job tonight for Victor Vargas. And just to give you a couple of kernels of information on this highly productive night for the Phils, just some factoids that my colleague Jake Starr has put together over the course of this one. They had the 10 runs in the 4th inning, and that's what broke this game open. It was 2-1 at that point in time. But the 10 runs in an inning is the first time they've done that since 2012, and they did that one on the road at Richmond. And the total of 14 runs tonight is a season high. Or matches a season high, excuse me. They also did that May 6th against Hartford. And it was also the best performance tonight in terms of innings pitched, as I mentioned, by Victor Vargas was 6. And of course, Ethan Wilson had a big night tonight at the plate. He had the 2 home runs. First time, it's the second RFL to have 2 home runs in an inning since Johan Rojas did it May 28th. And the second time in our Phils so twice this season, the Reading Phillies have had 2 home runs in an inning. Johan Rojas and tonight Ethan Wilson. And now De La Cruz with his home run tonight has 28 game on base streak. So outstanding work tonight up and down the lineup for everybody in this Fightin' Phils lineup. So here is how it all unfolded tonight. Victor Vargas and an outstanding prospect in the Colorado Rockies organization, Gabriel Hughes, getting his second Double-A start tonight, but the Phils got to him in the second inning. Matthew Kroon started with a walk, and then Ethan Wilson hit a bullet to right field. The only question was whether or not it was going to go over or into the wall in right field, and he cleared the character pool party in right field for a 2-run home run for Ethan Wilson, his 9th home run of the season, and the Phils were on top 2-1. Hartford got one back in the 4th inning. Braxton Fulton singled, and followed that by Drew Romo with a base hit, and Fulton went around to 3rd on the play, and eventually scored on a pass ball off the mitt of Cody Roberts to allow it to be a 2-1 game. But then the Phils went to work in the 4th inning, that 10-run inning we're talking about, and here's how it all started. It started with Matthew Kroon leading it off. He hit a home run, a solo home run to make it his 4th of the year. That made it a 3-1 game. The Phils were far from done. Casey Martin then got his first Double-A hit with a single, and Wilson followed that up with a base hit. And then a base hit from Cody Roberts brought home Casey Martin for the 2nd run of the inning. And then Madison Stokes walked. Johan Rojas then got a 2-run single. Nick Podko followed that up with a base hit. And then Matthew Kroon, batting for the 2nd time in the inning, lined one into the right center field gap for a 2-run double. Casey Martin followed that up with an infield single that was great base running by Matthew Kroon, who came all the way around from second base to score. And that was run number 9 of the inning. And then that was run number 8 of the inning, and then Ethan Wilson finished it off with another home run, his 2nd home run of the night, as we said, another 2-run home run for Ethan Wilson, and it turned into be a 10-run 4th inning for the Fightins. They broke it open at that point in time by a score of 12-1. They did put 2 more across in the 5th inning. Actually, I got ahead of myself with my scorebook. It was a home run by Carlos De La Cruz in the 5th, and another solo home run by Nick Podko, as the Phils put 5 of them out of the ballpark tonight. 2 by Ethan Wilson, 1 by Matthew Kroon, 1 by Carlos De La Cruz, and 1 by Nick Podko. The solo home runs by De La Cruz and Podko in the 5th inning made it at the time a 14-1 game. The Yard Goats did get a run in the 7th on a couple hits by Blumgren and Boswell, and then the error of on the tough hop off the bat of Eddie Diaz brought home the 2nd run for Hartford and ultimately made it a 14-2 game. But the bullpen got the outs they needed in the 8th and the 9th. Max Coons danced around a couple of walks in the 8th inning, and then Tyler McKay came on to pitch a 1-2-3 9th inning. And so good work by the bullpen to get the outs they needed and ultimately pick up the W for the Fightin' Phils. And again, they win a rare laugher on what has been a tough first half for the Reading Fightin' Phils. But we've talked about it time and time again that this lineup believes that they can score runs anytime and off of anyone. And they erupted tonight for a big night. We'll see how that plays itself out over the course of the remainder of this series. Again, Hartford lost 5 of 6 at home against Somerset coming into tonight's game. And so both these two teams are trying to get themselves in a better spot at the second half of the season, lurking not too far away. The Phils will play this series against Hartford, and it'll go on the road next week to Portland. And when that series concludes a week from Sunday, then the Phils will come home that Wednesday to take on Richmond, and that'll be the first game of the second half of the season. If you're not familiar with it, the Eastern League and a number of different minor leagues, they play a first half and a second half. And so the second half will begin with that series at the last Wednesday of June against Richmond. And the Phils will start all over again, as will everybody else in the league, at 0-0. And we'll see if the Phils can put together a better second half than what they've done so far here in the first half. But they've been entertaining, to say the least, and tonight certainly proved that. Again, don't forget, this is only game one of a 6-game homestand, so the Phils will be home from now right up and through Sunday. Thursday night, fireworks. Friday night, fireworks. Saturday night, Penn State football players Nick Singleton, Joey Schlaffer, and Javen Williams will be in the house, so come on out and meet and greet with those young men who will be a part of the Penn State Nittany Lions over the course of the next season and beyond. Great young men. Got a chance to know them very well in my high school football coverage. Great guys, and they'll be here on Saturday night, as well as a Mega Blast fireworks Saturday night, largest in stadium history. And then Sunday is Father's Day. All men receive a Reading Fightin' Phils bucket hat. Great tickets remain, 610-37-BALL if you want to order over the phone. If you want to do it online, you can do so at ourphils.com. For tonight's game, our attendance, thanks to PSECU, 5,586. PSECU, proud to be one of the largest credit unions in Pennsylvania. For the Phils, 14 runs on 16 hits. They committed 1 error. They left 5 on base. Hartford, 2 runs on 6 hits. They did not commit an error, and they left 8 men on base. Victor Vargas, again, 6 innings of outstanding work tonight. Just gave up 3 hits, a run, walked 1, and struck out 2. He'll get the win for the Phils. He is now 1-1. And Gabriel Hughes, the young right-hander, making just his second Double-A start, got roughed up tonight by the Phils. He loses his first decision of the year. He is 0-1 on the year. Time of the game tonight, 2 hours and 33 minutes. It was entertaining and another beautiful night here at the ballpark watching Reading Fightin' Phils baseball. Again, tonight's attendance, 5,586 watching baseball here in Baseball Town. So that will do it for our coverage. Again, the Phils win the series opener against Hartford. Right back at it tomorrow night. We'll be right back at it as well. 7 o'clock is our game time tomorrow night. The Plaza at the Tompkins Plaza opens up at 6 o'clock, is what I'm trying to say. That's when the gates open up. The Tompkins Plaza opens up at 6 o'clock. We'll be down there doing our pregame show. Excuse me, let me correct myself. The Tompkins Plaza tomorrow night opens up at 5 o'clock. Tickets are on sale, as I said. The first pitch is at 7. Gates open up on the Tompkins Plaza at 5 p.m. We'll be here during that time with our pregame show. And that will do it for our coverage tonight. From my colleague in the booth, Jake Starr, my name is Bob McCool. As always, thanks for listening to Reading Fightin' Phils Radio Network. Hope you'll do so tomorrow night, but better yet, we'd love to see you here at the ballpark. Final score one more time. Reading wins it over Hartford for a score of 14-2. Goats fall to 24-33 on the season. Reading now goes to 22-35. Tomorrow night, it'll be Tyler Phillips, right-hander for the Phils, going against right-hander Case Williams for the Hartford Yard Goats. The final score one more time, Reading 14, Hartford 2. That will do it for our broadcast. As always, thanks for listening to Reading Fightin' Phils Radio. We will talk to you with more tomorrow night. Have a great night, everyone.